store and then go, but I don't think it's that crazy to like make a protein shake in your blender at the house, eat it with your breakfast, and then go to the gym.
I think guy that takes around his gym bag guy is crazy.
It's me. I'm a gym bag guy.
I mean, what all do you need out of that gym bag?
Now, I will say this. Do I use everything in there every time?
Yeah.
No. But it's nice to have it.
And I'm asking this kind of rhetorically.
So I have my basketball shoes in there in case I play basketball.
Yeah.
So that's the main.
So you need to lug those around the entire gym?
I just keep my gym stuff in the bag. Just gym stuff in the bag.
Why not just leave it in the car?
Because you never know. You never know when a hooper might walk in. Hey, we need one for an extra run. Hey,
because you don't think they'd wait for you if you said, "Hey, give me 2 minutes, let me ride to my car real quick."
Actually, I think that would be more of a
First of all, that's an LA Fitness thing.
I think that actually would be a good look if you're like, "Hey, I got to go around the car." Like, "Oh, wow, this guy's got his shoes in his car. This guy might come back."
Exactly.
But I just like keeping it with me. Maybe I'm lazy.
No, you're not the only one. I'm saying this, and I'm saying I say this rhetorically because I've never understood the let's carry around the gym bag. Because I've yet to see the person that has gone and dug into their gym bag and said, "Oh, I need to get in my gym bag before I can finish this next workout."
Yeah, a belt, my notebook, my book, of course.
Your book, of course.
If you're new here,
those that don't know.
I'm trying to think what else. A towel sometimes.
Yeah.
My supplements when I was taking supplements.
Your vials and syringes too.
Now they just sit in there.
I'll be in the locker room, guys. Don't mind me.
Now they just collect dust. What else is in there? I think that's it. Maybe some Neosporin and some Advil.
Oh, we forgot Lucius too.
What do you mean we did say Lucius?
Well, I meant when I introduced us at the top of the hour.
At the top of the hour. Shout out to all the people texting in. I know some people, where's G-Bag? Why are you guys on? Some people embracing us.
Juneteenth, federal holiday, baby.
We accept it all. We are a loving program, whether you say I don't want to hear you guys or I love hearing you guys. I accept both because your opinion matters.
No, it absolutely does. And we love each and every one of you. Maybe you guys aren't as combative. Let's see. Here we go. From the 214. Don't leave shoes in the car. Bottoms will melt in this heat.
See, there you go.
I mean, I've left my shoes in the car and I've yet to have them fall off my feet. So
I will say probably get better quality shoes if they're melting in the car.
I mean, I was going to say, what do you...
And also, are you putting them on the back of your trunk, like outside?
I mean, what do you got? Some XJ900s going on out there for all my Payless brokies out there? You guys know what time it is. You knew if you were rocking some XJ900s back in the day, you were going through it.
Okay, someone texted in, been married 20 years, but been there in the past talking about the dating comment. Absolutely always concede game one. So I guess he's saying he still actively does that in the relationship. I'm going to start taking that mentality. I'm trying to talk to myself as well. Just concede game one. Because I think myself and other men, we focus too much on game one. We want to win it. Worry about games 2 through 7.
Here's my thing, and maybe
There's a deeper meaning.
Maybe I'm old school in this sense, but once I'm done, I'm done.
I'm talking about once you're in a relationship, not the done part. I think it's talking more about what this guy's comment. They've been married 20 years, but always concede game one. Someone said if you really want a gentleman sweep, I love the sports analogies.
Okay, I guess I misunderstood what we were talking about there. When you say concede game one in a are you talking about after you in the relationship?
Yes.
What are we talking about?
Both. My initial comment was talking about after. When you,
right.
And mine is a different scenario, just a little peek behind the curtain because I still live with my ex-girlfriend. She doesn't move out until the 8th.
Oh, man. What a scenario that is.
I feel like half the people know what I'm talking about because they know that she moved in and we have cats, and half the people are like, wow, this guy's got a lot going on.
Are you getting any of the cats?
Unfortunately to the texter and to you, Blake is not keeping any of the cats. The cats were her idea.
They were.
She takes care of them more.
Yeah, let her have it.
And at the same time, what I'm trying to do with the apartment and my lifestyle, I was doing the cats for her. I enjoyed the cats.
Yes.
I loved the cats. I still love the cats.
However,
but at the same time, I can definitely see myself without them. She was like, I need the cats.
She needs the cats.
And I was like,
you know what? Then need them.
Need them.
Keep them. They're yours. God bless. Is she gonna keep Juice's name?
No, that part she's already renaming him.
She's already renamed your cat that you named?
Yeah, but at this point, I mean, he's always Juice to me, so it is what it is.
Oh, fair foul. Renaming the cat. What'd she rename it?
Chicken. I mean, yeah. That's all you need to know.
It's a family program, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that. Are you serious? She renamed the cat already? Y'all are still living. So wait, hold on real quick before we continue. You mean to tell me right now your boy Juice is bebopping around your apartment right now being called chicken.
Yeah. I still call him Juice. He knows what's up. Hey, when I get home and I'm playing the guitar, man, Juice is on the head, the neck of the guitar. He's right there with me playing. He knows what's up.
Oh man, what a kick in the teeth.
He knows there's gonna be a stepdaddy.
A kick in the teeth. She straight renamed the cat. That's devious.
Oh wow, people are blowing up the text line now.
That is devious. Renaming the cat.
It's okay. Let's talk about some sports.
Holy mackerel. I'll tell you what, I about lost my train of thought for a second. I'll tell you what, should we rename the Rangers?
Call them chicken.
Holy mackerel.
They're no longer Juice.
My goodness, man. What a last 3 games. And I think what kind of irritates you or leaves you, I don't know, kind of just indifferent about this baseball team right now is this has been the ongoing saga with this Texas Ranger baseball team. Good pitching, mediocre hitting, and if your pitching is just a little bit off, you're in a bad way.
Shout out to Seth Lugo. Shout out to the entire Royals pitching staff that made the Rangers look anemic. What was it, game 2? They had 12 hits along with a litany of extra base hits, but only could convert 3 runs.
Yeah.
The Rangers, every time I look, I'll watch the game and then I'll go look on the box score, and every time left on base is looking at 8+ guys. I don't know what it is. The Rangers either have 75 runs or they cannot score a guy with the bases loaded with 0 outs. What's so funny, Fred? What's so funny?
I had no idea how much people would respond to this cat stuff.
What are they saying?
Somebody said, oh, wow. I mean, I can't keep up with it because we're getting so many text messages. WTF, rename her bleeps. Okay. Yo, my cat is named Juice too.
That's a real one.
Okay, so there you go. And then somebody said you needed to break up with her to see her real side.
If I really could go off the rail and give you all the behind the scenes on what it's like living with a girl you've broken up with for 2 months, your mouth would be open. But I don't have a time, nor I don't want to bore y'all with that.
From the 972, yo, my cat is named Juice too.
Yeah, it's a great name.
So there you go. And then what kind of sick bee takes the ice cube trays from the freezer, Harry? I will give you $10 right now if you can tell me what movie that's from.
Okay, here we go. I knew this was going to come, so I studied. I'm going to go with The Equalizer 2.
Wrong. Khaki Kev? You got a guess?
Just a guess, just because it said Harry. I'm going to say Harry Potter.
Oh, and I've never seen that movie. And what would they be talking about? Ashtrays or ice tray cubes in that movie? The movie we were looking for, boys.
Goodfellas.
No.
Is there Italians in it?
I'll give you one more guess.
Is there mobsters in it?
I'll give you one more guess. Wrong. Arnold Schwarzenegger's in it.
That would have been my next
Terminator.
guess.
Wrong. Same director, though. Same director. We're close.
I'm lost.
Anybody? Khaki Kev? One more. I'll say 1994 is the year. That's as close. Neither one of you were even born yet. The answer we were looking for is True Lies.
Yeah, you could give me
Lies.
9 more guesses.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known.
You give me 9 o'clock, I wouldn't have gotten it.
So there you have it. Bleep them cats. Bleep them cats is what somebody said. All right, so here we go. Wow, here we go, Blake. Hope you got the real cat. Ding, 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 ding.
I really wish we weren't on the radio for just a second so I could really tell the story. But FCC is listening and our bosses, so we'll keep it PG.
I'll tell you what, for all you fans out there, if you're feeling some type of way and you want to get the full story, we are on from 9 to midnight tomorrow night after the Pittsburgh Pirates and Rangers do battle. So maybe in the 11 o'clock hour tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to.
We'll give you the real. We'll just give him the fluff right now.
Happy birthday, Dirk Nowitzki, by the way.
Happy birthday, Dirk.
Dirk Nowitzki, 47 years young today, getting all kinds of love.
Greatest Mav ever.
Let me ask you two this. Dirk Nowitzki in the pantheon of Dallas sports stars.
Oof.
We know he's the greatest Mav.
Okay.
We know he's the greatest Mav. All right. Shout out to my boy Rolando Blackman.
So I'm thinking Cowboys players. You got Nolan.
You got Cowboys out the wazoo.
Yeah, you got a bunch of Cowboys. You got Mike Modano.
Yeah. So where is Dirk? I defer to you two.
Because Dirk is arguably top 20 in all of NBA, not just the Mavs. So I think Nolan's pretty good though too. I'm thinking, I could be completely off my keys. So the Cowboys are tough because you got a lot of guys that are some of the greatest ever. I think he's better than Troy.
Ooh.
I don't feel that crazy about that. I think Dirk's better than Troy. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think Emmett makes a really good case.
Yeah.
Are we throwing any Dion in there?
Are we arguing better as in talent wise or better as in what they did for city wise?
I think it's the whole kit and caboodle.
Just everything encompassed.
It's if I'm brand like and look, here's I'm coming up on my 1 year anniversary here at the Fan. So if I'm brand new to DFW and I'm saying naming
athletes.
Who is, and you know,
I bet you Dirk would be the first name out of most people's mouth. I don't know if it's the right answer.
Well, it depends on your age
too. A year ago
too.
would have been a different name, but
yeah.
Right.
So I would say Dirk, Emmett, Madonna, Nolan.
Okay,
that'd be my 4, my Mount Rushmore. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, look,
Colos, let me know.
I'll defer to you. I'll defer to you on that.
Do you think I'm off, Cac?
I don't think you're off because I think it's a list that could really go a bunch of different ways. Obviously, if you have a basketball guy, baseball guy, whatever. I think the argument is interesting because is Dirk a better athlete than Troy? I think you can make that argument, but you could also say that Troy had a bigger impact because he brought more Super Bowls. So I think that's an interesting dynamic.
I think you got to give. I think you got to give Dirk the nod. I don't hate the Dirk over Troy.
I don't either. For the
simple fact that let's call it what
Dirk
it is.
did it by himself. Let's keep it a buck.
Oh, look, it was Dirk.
Does anybody remember the second best player on the Mavs didn't even play in the playoffs? Caron Butler did not play.
Yeah.
That was their second best player, and he was not there. And Dirk still greatest championship ever.
Okay, for the 956, somebody says Roger Staubach is probably the top dog in DFW sports.
That would be
really hard.
And by the way, people are not loving Nolan Ryan. By the way,
a lot of people texting him Pudge.
And I was going to say,
sure.
and again, I'm going to pander to my DFW folks out there. Guess what? Dirk never went to the Rockets.
That's why they don't want Nolan in there.
You know
That's
what I'm
why.
saying? Like, I'm just saying.
People are texting him Michael Young now.
Michael
Young, great. Don't get me wrong. Ian Kinsler, Beltray. Ooh, Beltray.
Well, look, if you're going to say that, you got to say, we're forgetting Josh Hamilton.
Josh Hamilton, personal fave, but obviously the things he did after. And
hey, look, he's bounced back. Josh has bounced back. By
How
the way,
long until Scotty Scheffler's in that conversation?
Scotty Scheffler. He's got a while. Come on, bro. Scotty Scheffler. Although he did say the other day, watching the NBA has been harder for him because there is no Luka. But you know what? It's okay. Why? Because it's almost Cooper flag season, boys and girls. It is almost Cooper flag season. We'll talk about that later on in the 540 segment.
See, this is where people get. Someone said disagree. Jason Terry balled out in the NBA Finals 2011. No one is disagreeing that. Yeah. I just said going into the playoffs, their second best player, Caron Butler, and he got hurt. And Sean Marion stepped up. Deshaun Stevenson stepped up. J.J. Barea stepped up. Tyson Chandler stepped up. Everybody stepped up. I mentioned it the last time we were on the air, Mother's Day Massacre 2011 against the Lakers. Peja Stojakovic and Jason Terry with the most threes. I don't know if that record's been beaten now. It probably has. But at the time, most threes ever in a playoff game, they absolutely flooded them with tray balls.
Dude,
so they stepped up. I don't know. What is the top 4, man? Maybe there's a lot of
my
names.
dad texted in even.
What Daddy Walker say?
Let's see.
What's his?
He said Roger, Dirk, Pudge, Troy.
No Emmett.
Interesting.
Am I tripping on the Emmett? Do I need to drop Emmett?
I don't think you need to drop Emmett. You know what Emmett's a victim of? Emmett's a victim of having a freakish offensive line.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what a lot of people are going to say.
And Troy's not? A freakish running back, offensive line, and receiving core?
Well, he just did what you need him to do, though. But he didn't screw it up.
No, he didn't. No,
that's the thing.
Not besmirching Troy, but we got to look at context. We're pinching hairs at this point.
But let's not pretend. Look, Troy Aikman was a dog, dude.
No, he was.
That's what I'm saying. Like Troy Aikman.
Let's just make it simple.
It's not like he wasn't a number 1 overall pick. But see, here's the thing, though. We don't look. Here's the problem, though. Right? Is that I feel like Troy Aikman is graded accurately for where he's at in the context of where he was at in the NFL at that time. Right? You had Joe Montana. Who am I thinking of off the top? You had Dan Marino back in those days.
Josh Allen before Josh Allen right there.
You had some dogs, and he was, like I said, he was right where he needed to be. As far as where Emmitt Smith was, it was him and Barry Sanders, and that was it, right? And the argument was you had Emmitt, who had this just freakish all-time offensive line, and the Cowboys, and they're on this dynastic run. in the first part of the 90s, and then you had Barry Sanders, who was with the Lions, which we all know and
Let's
love.
just make it easy then. Roger Staubach or Troy Aikman, so we can pick a quarterback. Is our representation.
Ooh, give me Roger, dude.
I'm agreeing.
I'm a Navy guy, so give me
Roger.
Give me Roger. Although I will say this, and I have zero issues with Troy Aikman, and I'll tell you what, if you ever listen to a podcast with him post playing career, I'll tell you what, it's incredible listening to him talk.
People are texting in Michael Irvin, who we didn't give any shout to. I mean, you got to pick somebody out of that trio, and I feel like my pick would be Emmett. A lot of people are texting in Troy.
Somebody from the fan camp said Jason Witten.
Okay, I love Jason Witten. I'm going to take Troy Aikman over Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. Okay, I'll take Emmett. Where are you at on this, Kev? Are you take Michael Irvin for the third?
So who's our top 3 right now?
No, we're just saying out of the trio, which ones he picked. He picked Troy. I picked Emmett. It's my representation. You going Michael Irvin?
Yeah, I'd probably have to go Irvin.
Okay. I mean, if that's the case, I damn near might have to go Larry Allen.
All right.
I mean, if that's what we're gonna do.
Send in your top 4. What is the greatest 4 DFW athletes? 877-881-1053.
And again, all we're doing, and really that all that spawned from was because it is Dirk's birthday. Where does Dirk rank in the pantheon of DFW superstars? So, sticking with the Dallas Cowboys, look, we are a couple months away from fantasy football kicking off in earnest. We've got some Dallas Cowboys that we know are getting drafted, but where would you take them? And there's another new Cowboy in the mix. Who is it? We'll discuss that next. Don't go anywhere. This is 105.3 The Fan.
Throwing out sports knowledge bombs and sharing some laughs. You're hanging with the G-Bag Nation on 105.3 The Fan and on our Odyssey app, presented by Comerica.
And Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu? Is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Platinum Chevrolet has become an all-in-the-family business for the KNC Masterpiece. Corey told me to go there to buy my brand new car. 5 years later and 4 new cars later, I love Platinum Chevrolet. And now we've got our producer Alec in on the Platinum Chevrolet business as well.
You walk in and you gently ask for GM Justin Rudd. He's going to be happy to see you and take care of you because he loves the Tolos. And the price you see online is the price you're going to pay. Visit PlatinumChevyTexas.com. Drive a little further to save a lot more. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
You gotta dip your chicken strips. Hey, this is Kiani.
And this is Tabitha.
And a little thing we love about Chick-fil-A chicken strips
is all the different sauces we can dip them in. I like to line up all my favorite sauces so that in every bite, I have a different flavor. Then with the tenderness of the chicken, the juiciness of it, it's all there.
And for me, I like to mix my sauces so I get a little tang and I get a little sweetness all in one bite.
That's what makes it for me. That's what does it for me.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the summer of Chick-fil-A chicken strips and sauces. Order now on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Don't forget, next Friday, June 30th, the G-Bag Nation will be doing a live broadcast between 2 and 5 at the Pickler Universe, 2800 North Interstate 35 in Carrollton. Join us and kick off your weekend for a very special Friday happy hour at Pickler Universe, presented by Pace for Texas. And then, of course, it's Smash Social from 2 to 7. It's free pickleball for everyone. All skill levels are welcome.
You know how you always want to know about everyone else's money? On the podcast, What We Spend, guests will, for 1 week, tell us everything they spend their money on.
My son slammed $6 worth of blueberries in 5 minutes.
And everything that makes them feel.
I want to own a house. I want to have a child. But this morning, I really wanted a coffee.
Because at the end of the day, money is always about more than your balance. Listen to and follow What We Spend, an Odyssey original podcast. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
It's a Fan Thirsty Thursday, presented by SWELending.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 77.
With Frankel & Frankel, there is never an out-of-pocket cost. They only get paid when you win. Frankel & Frankel, the go-to for car and truck attorneys in Dallas.
Welcome back to the G-Bag Nation, presented by Fred and Blake and Khaki Kev, holding it down for you guys on Juneteenth. What are you doing on this Thursday afternoon? Are you driving on the highway right in front of me out this window that I don't know the name of? Are you?
That's going to be 75.
Okay, do you know how highways are named? I looked up a video on this.
I've heard it.
And
I want to say if it's north and south, it's odd numbers. If it's east and west, it's even numbers.
Look at you. Somebody went to Baywire School. Is that what it is? Baywire School?
I don't know what it's called. I just know a lot of useless information, so there is that.
You guys are absolutely eviscerating the text line, 877-881-1053, the Frankel & Frankel Injury Attorney text line. We appreciate you guys texting in, getting all you guys' feedback on the top 4 of DFW sports, kind of the Mount Rushmore, if you will. A lot of people texting in some new names. We've been getting, let's see, we've got a lot of Michael Irvin love. We've got some Emmett love.
We're also being played in a couple of different Dallas police cars right now as well.
Let's go.
If you get arrested and get thrown in the back of a car and
you'll still be able to hear us.
You're a fatty or a Tolo, we'll shout you out after you get bonded out.
Shout out to Homicide Mike, who texted in the last program.
Shout out to Homicide Mike.
Yep.
Okay. Our boy Billy D and my cousin Stevie B.
Out of context, that sounded whack.
What's that?
Out of context, saying Homicide Mike kind of sounds whack.
Yeah, well, if you don't know, Blake.
If you know, you know.
Blake goes to a lot of basketball games for the Mavs. I was standing there watching a playoff game. I see a police officer standing next to me. We're talking. Next thing you know, he asked me what I do for work. I tell him. He says he listens, and I told him to give him a shout out, and he listens to the show all the time.
Text in.
He's Homicide Mike. So
there he is. Homicide Mike.
If you know, you know. People are saying Pudge. Are we not putting enough respect on Pudge's name? Before we move on to this Cowboys fantasy football discussion.
You know what? Here's the thing about lists like this. And again, we opened this up strictly out of Dirk love. We didn't expect it to, catch on like it has. I think it's all subjective. And as the old saying goes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Right? So, I mean, we've had Michael Young people. We've had
Bob
Beltray. We've gotten all kinds of people coming in and saying different things, right? So, look, for
Greg Hardy,
everybody.
people are texting in.
We had a Greg Hardy reference, for God's sakes.
Someone said Ben DiNucci.
What are we doing, people?
Brandon Aubrey.
Quincy Carter. Let's talk about it. Okay?
We should do most obscure athlete thing.
what the hell's his name?
Derek Holland from the program.
Derek Holland, man.
Clint Sterner. Cowboy legend from 2002. I think he played like a preseason game or something like that.
Help me out on this.
Drew Henson.
I need this. Who did the Stars sign last year for the defenseman? That was phenomenal. We only had him for the run, and then we didn't bring him back this year. Defenseman, he was great. We got him at the trade deadline. He was phenomenal. You remember who I'm talking about, Kevin?
That could have been a couple different people. Who does he play for now?
He played for, I want to say, Chicago last year, and we traded for him, and he completely changed the Dallas Stars defense. Had him throughout the whole run. Everybody wanted us to bring him back. We didn't bring him back, and I'm forgetting his name, but that would be another guy.
Look, I'm putting Josh Hamilton on my list.
I don't know. All right.
So
Corey Seager?
Dirk, give me Josh Hamilton over Corey Seager.
Game one, maybe greatest moment ever?
Give me Josh Hamilton over Corey Seager all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Give me Josh Hamilton. Give me Dirk. Give me Rolando Blackman.
No Mike Madonna? Not going to name any stars?
No, not. I can't. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I just started watching hockey.
Like you said, the eye of the beholder.
Right?
Eye of the beholder.
And then I'll tell you what, football-wise, give me Dorrance Armstrong.
Tanev. Chris Tanev. Yes, you guys know.
Okay.
Thank you. That's exactly who I was talking about.
You guys are the best. You guys, I mean, you knew once you threw it out there to them, they were going to know.
That's exactly who I was talking about, Chris Tanev.
So there you go. So there's that's Fred's ill-advised. Can I put Cooper Flagg on there yet? No.
A17 is asking if we could put Mike Bassick on the list.
We absolutely can. You can put whoever you want on there.
Can we put Mavs legend Kai Jones?
I mean, if that's
just dropped a double his first 3 games.
Was that 7-foot white guy's name y'all are comparing me to?
Tyler Kelly.
Yeah, I can't forget him.
Who got mentioned by Jason Kidd when he was on with KNC, talking about how Kyler gave him some valuable minutes. All right, so let's talk a little Dallas Cowboys. 877-881-1053, 877-881-1053. It is the Franklin Frankel Injury Attorney text line here on the G-Bag Nation. The boys are out, so your Fan After Dark guys are holding it down on a Juneteenth. So we're asking the question because we're a couple months away, and right now we are in the proverbial doldrums of the NFL football season. It's never too early to start thinking about fantasy football, and what got me to thinking about it was they were ranking on ESPN, some of where the rookies are going to be at and this, that, and the other. And so I got to talking to Blake, and I said, well, where do you think a guy like a CeeDee Lamb is going to end up? Where do we think somebody like a George Pickens is going to end up? And you said there's no way he falls out of the second round. Correct?
For Pickens?
No, CeeDee Lamb. Because we all agree CeeDee Lamb is going to be the first Cowboy draft.
I just looked up on ESPN kind of their PPR mock guide for people drafting.
A lot of Sean Bradley love, by the way, as well. So
we're getting close to fantasy football season.
We are.
People are starting to plan. The teams are pretty much set. Nobody's making some major changes. So who do you think the top 5 players on ESPN fantasy football are going into next year? These are the people saying you need to draft this guy at this spot. He's the wide receiver 1. He's the RB1. Who do you think the top 5
Well, Saquon Barkley's in there.
Jay Jettas is up there.
Jay Jettas, as in Justin Jefferson, is actually number 3. And then who did you say?
I said Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley's number 4. You're missing 1 and 2.
Barkley number 4.
Lamar
I guess
Jackson.
they're
Lamar
assuming a
Jackson
regress.
is not in the top 15.
Allen.
Allen is in who? Josh Allen? No quarterbacks are in the top 15.
He was a dog for me last year.
These are all receivers and running backs in the top 15.
Okay, so Justin Jefferson's 3.
Correct.
And Saquon's 4.
We're not looking at Justin Jefferson's competitor.
So we're missing
1A,
who?
1B.
I'm trying to think.
Y'all are missing this. The Tolos. I'm not
it's
even
got to
looking
be
at
Jamar Chase.
There you go.
It's gotta be
Jamar Chase is number 1. He is the most valuable player in fantasy going into next year, according to ESPN. Number 2, the guy that I would be drafting if I had a number 2 overall pick is a running back.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Incorrect. Jahmyr Gibbs is number 5. You got to think David Montgomery maybe taking a little bit of carries. You got to factor that in.
Now, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to
think about a guy that it's a star, young running back.
Bijan Robinson.
There you go. Doesn't have a lot of guys to take his carries. Bijan Robinson comes at a number 2. So the top 10 follows as...
Got off to a slow start last year, but did pick it up towards the end.
So we got Jamar, Bijan, Jay Jettas, Justin Jefferson, Saquon, and Jahmyr Gibbs, your top 5. And then 6 through 10 follows as CeeDee Lamb coming in at wide receiver 3. Puka Nacua coming in at wide receiver number 4. Malik Neighbors, fantasy killer last year, wide receiver number 5. Christian McCaffrey, running back 4. And Amon-Ra St. Brown as wide receiver 6 and number 10 on the list. So the question asks, where are the Cowboys CD included, and the rest of the Cowboys, where would you draft them in your fantasy football coming up pretty soon? Guys like CD, George Pickens, any of the running backs you want to choose, Javonte, Jaden Blue, Miles Sanders, and then, of course, the big question. Where are you drafting Dak and Jake Ferguson? So I'll go to you first, Fred Davis, since you're the only person in front of me. Where would you draft George Pickens?
Oh, George Pickens. I think I would take him. I'd take him in the 4th, no later than the 5th round.
So ESPN has George Pickens going as wide receiver 31, pick 61. So let's do some quick math. Average 12-team league.
Okay, that's fifth round. Fifth round.
And you said 4th?
I said 4th. Did I say 3rd or 4th? Or did I say 4th or 5th?
You said 4th, no later than 5th. I think he's a 5th round flyer pick.
Yeah.
I think he's the guy you're not banking your team on him. He's like, you probably already got 2 receivers on your team, and you're like, oh, I'll take George Pickens.
The thing about George Pickens, I think, this year is I could see George Pickens being one of those guys, and we all know him in fantasy, where he could have 3 catches for $120 and a touchdown.
That is very true.
You know what I'm saying?
George Pickens, one of the best deep receiver threats. He doesn't need a lot of targets.
He really doesn't.
A lot of catches, if you will.
He really, really doesn't. And so that is the one aspect of his game.
Would that make him boom or bust, though? Like, would you trust him in your fantasy lineup? You put him in your flex, and you're like, it is what it is. I'm going to get the points or I'm not. Or do you feel like his ceiling, or excuse me, his floor is high enough to play?
I think his floor is high enough that, I mean, here's the thing. If you're the Cowboys, and especially if you're Brian Schottenheimer, like, you're definitely, I mean, you
just traded for him.
You didn't bring this dude in here to give him 2 or 3 targets a game.
I would agree.
All right?
I think how teams acquire players is very important for fantasy and real life. Like,
100%.
If you trade valuable draft capital, they're going to use you. Now, whether it works out or not, that kind of is, we have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But as far as the target share, which is very important in fantasy, as far as how much chances he'll be given, I think the chances are going to be there for George Pickens, even more than
absolutely.
a guy like Mingo, who they traded a 4th rounder for.
But I do think it brings down CD's stock.
I think it brings CD's stock down a tick.
See, I don't think it takes it down at all.
Okay. Why not?
Pick your poison.
Mm-hmm.
What, you don't think CD's going to get open no matter what?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Go ahead and double CD. I dare you. Go ahead. See how that works out. Bracket CD and see what happens.
So if
Jake Ferguson's eaten, Cavante's eaten, Pickens is eaten.
Hypothetically, going into the next fantasy football season, would you draft multiple Cowboys? Kind of with that theory. If you're going to bracket CD, then I know my other teammate, Jake Ferguson, is going to go off. Or are you just picking one Cowboy?
I don't mind. I mean, I don't like the idea of taking 2 wide receivers from the same team.
Does somebody's
That's just Fred's general fantasy strategy. I do not like
Go ahead and mark that just out of context. That's Fred's general fantasy strategy.
It is. I don't want 2 wide receivers from the same team. Maybe
I've done it before. It works. I've done it before. I had it when Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle were both
that was a
going
fun
off.
time.
That was a good year.
Them and the Bengals. If you had T. Higgins and Jamar.
No, and I get it. I just it's
and
one
Joe
of them
Burrow.
things where I just, like I said, if it falls into your lap where 8th round is coming up and George Pickens is still sitting there, I grab CD in the 1st round. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take George Pickens in the 7th or 8th round if he's still sitting there.
Can I read some names around George Pickens?
By the way, somebody did text in Brandon Aubrey will be the first kicker taken. I think we all agree on that.
I would agree. Money. And the Cowboys
be how soon is he going to be taken? Somebody will take him stupid early.
Somebody will.
You know they will.
The same guy who takes Mahomes in the first round.
The same guy that's going to draft Dak.
I don't hate the Mahomes in the 1st round.
Okay, I'm going to read some names around George Pickens. You tell me if you rather have George or this player.
Okay.
Sam Laporta.
Oh, the
tight end for Detroit.
Lions tight end.
Pickens.
Ooh. You know what? For as disappointing as he was last year, the only question I have is this. I don't know what to expect from this Lions offense.
So you taking Sam Laporta or George with that information?
Man, give me Sam Laporta.
TJ Hawkinson or George? Minnesota tight end with a young quarterback.
Now, give me George Pickens because I don't know what J.J. McCarthy could be done. I don't know what to expect out of him.
I'll read a couple more names that are below him, then I'll read a couple that are above, and we'll get out of here. Roma Dunze, Chicago, with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. Or George Pickens on your fantasy team.
Do I have CD or no?
You tell me.
I mean, if I've got CD, I'm probably going to take Rome Odunze.
Let's just say you don't have CD. It's just these two in a vacuum.
George Pickens or Rome Odunze?
Yeah.
You're
taking 2 wide receiver 2s.
You're saying at 5th.
But here's the only difference. The only difference being this. We don't know what this Cowboy offense is theoretically going to look like.
You don't know what it's going to look like in Chicago with Ben Johnson?
Nah, you kind of do, though.
I mean, you do, but
you've seen the fingerprints of what a Detroit or what a Ben Johnson offense looks like. Give me Rome Odunze.
Jameson Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle, Calvin Ridley, Devontae Smith, Cortland Sutton, Zay Flowers. They're all ahead. 1 tick ahead of George Pickens. Would you take any of those? Would you take George over any of those guys I just named?
I would, yeah. Absolutely.
Over all of those?
Not all of them. But
Jameson?
Yes, I'll take him over Jameson.
Jerry Jeudy?
Cleveland? Because I don't know. We don't even know who's quarterbacking in Cleveland.
Jalen Waddle? I would. I don't trust.
I don't trust Jalen Waddle staying healthy.
Calvin Ridley in Tennessee? He's wide receiver 1 over there with Cam Ward.
He is. I would stay away from him just because I think Calvin Ridley will get a lot of targets.
And Devonta Smith from Philly. That's the question everyone's been asking all offseason, excuse me.
I'd flip a coin. I'd flip a coin.
You probably would either way.
I really would. All right, coming up next, where are you taking us, Blake Elliott?
Coming up next, we will be talking all things Dallas Mavericks. The draft is 1 week away. Cooper Flagg just had his official visit this weekend. How did it go? I'll let you know next.
Coming up Friday morning on Sean and RJ. Sean and Bobby are back. We have the full show together. And do we have an NBA champ? It's a Friday morning of the Fan.
Gavin Dawson here. Just want to check in. How you feeling? Do you feel like you're running on empty? If that's the case, I highly recommend you go see my friends at Men's T Clinic, serving DFW for over 11 years now. I love Men's T Clinic. Our Tolos described their therapies as life-changing. I still remember doing a remote...
ambassadors ready for adoption at 1053thefan.com/adopt.
This segment is brought to you by Classic Chevrolet. If you're in the market to upgrade your vehicle, get to Classic Chevrolet in Grapevine. Back-to-back #1 Chevy dealership in the world. They've got more new Chevys than anyone, all priced to sell. Silverado, Tahoe, Blazers, Malibus, Equinox, and more. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com. This is Texas. This is Classic Chevrolet. Together, let's drive, relax, enjoy the difference. Based on new Chevy registrations 2023 and 2024.
Cooper Flagg has touched down in Dallas.
I'm geek, dude.
1 week away from the NBA draft, and it feels like all of us know who will be the #1 pick, the new chosen one in Dallas. How are you feeling about having Cooper Flagg a part of your Dallas Mavericks team in just 1 week's time? 877-881-1053. That's the way to get in touch with us and let us know if you're excited, if you're remorseful, if you don't want the blue pill. Maybe you wanted the red pill with Luka. Sorry, I said it. I know that word is forbidden here in DFW now. But just let me know where you're
time to move on, people.
Have you moved on?
Time to move on.
Are you on? I can't remember which pill I said was which. Have you moved on to the blue pill of AD, Kyrie Irving, and Cooper Flagg? Or are you still wishing you had that red pill in front of you that had one LD77? Either way, it doesn't matter because Cooper Flagg has touched down in Dallas, and he's already met with the team officials, with some of the players on the Mavericks. And I'll read this quote for you to set things up for today. Multiple NBA and Mavs reporters are saying some of the same things. I'll just read one tweet. I'm told that Cooper Flagg was, in quotes, unreal in his workout with the Dallas Mavericks yesterday. A leaked source indicated that, in quote, he shot the ball insanely well, and they called him, in quotes, a complete beast. And then the last quote to finish it off, he was even better than expected to be.
Come on. I mean, you're preaching to the choir on this one. I've been saying this for as long as I've been on these airwaves here at 105.3 The Fan. I said this after the Luka trade, that the only thing that would make the Luka trade palatable is if somehow, some way, the Mavericks were to luck out and get Cooper Flagg. Surprise, surprise! Guess what? Now the Lakers are being sold for $10 billion, possibly $12 billion, and the Mavericks get Cooper Flagg with a 1.8% chance. Look, I don't care how the sausage is made. I don't care what goes on behind the scenes. It's one of those deals where if your team benefits, and in this case, because I cover Dallas sports, because we are in the DFW, because we are watching the Mavericks, guess what? I want to see Cooper Flagg in a Mavericks uniform, and guess what? We are going to get to see that.
Some other quotes. Cooper Flagg dined with Nico Harrison, Jason Kidd, Michael Finley, and Rick Welts last night. Where do you think they went? It has the restaurant they went to. Where do you think they went?
Whataburger.
Not Whataburger. It is a steakhouse.
What? Bob's Chop Shop.
There
Bob's
you
Chop
go.
House.
Bob's Steak and Chop House in Dallas.
Also a sponsor for your Texas Rangers.
Yes. And a lot of people in the comments were asking why didn't they go to Nick and Sam's? That's where the Mavs are known for going.
Yeah.
And if you look at the menu on Nick and Sam's, you might know why they didn't take Cooper Flagg there. Have you seen it?
They got some sort of Luka deal there.
They have the
Luka
Dirk.
dish.
They have the Dirk, which I believe is like a 41-ounce strip.
Okay.
And then they also have the Luka,
which is like a 77-ounce
something like
steak.
that. Yeah. And so probably not a good thing to, I'll take the Luka.
Hey, well, I mean, I don't think Cooper Flagg's ordering a 77-ounce steak.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he does. Who knows? Somebody texted in from the 469. We don't even know if Kyrie is going to stay. Kyrie ain't going anywhere.
News to you. It's just the money.
No, Kyrie.
There's been no indications that he is even looking around.
I think I sent you, I don't know if you sent me that tweet. Somebody said that the numbers are being thrown around, or 3 years for $113 million. Yeah. Look, if that's the number,
let's do it.
Boy,
let's rock.
Man.
Hey, for anyone that hasn't been keeping up with the Kyrie stuff, the first time Kyrie, he kind of hardballed the Mavs. He didn't know where it stayed.
Well, he used the Lakers and somebody else, the Suns.
He used a little bit of leverage.
Yeah.
And the Mavs, I don't want to say overpaid, but maybe paid a little bit more than market. Now he realizes that, hey, I don't want to say he's the face of the Mavs, but he's like the culture of the Mavs. He's the face. He's the culture of the Mavs. He's become the elder statesman. Everyone in Dallas, all you guys listening, respect him and love having Kyrie here in Dallas. And he realizes he wants to stay here. My take on it, this is just Blake. This is no reporting. I think he wants to retire Dallas Maverick. I think he's comfortable here. His family's here.
Yeah.
He's spoken many times about how he enjoys living here and what it means to his family and the weather and all that stuff. So I think he's going to stay here. The question is what number. He has a $45 million player option to opt into.
I thought it was 43.
I think 43 was got paid last year.
Okay.
I think we said 43 last year, 45
Is that
this
what it
year.
is? Either way, 43, 45,
it's a
somewhere in that
$2 million
ballpark.
difference, $2 million increase in his pay if he were to opt in. But a lot of people are expecting him to opt out and renegotiate, hopefully for around a similar number or less number, and hopefully not more, because I think he understands that if he opts in and they draft Cooper Flagg, they'll be over the second apron. And I think Kyrie Irving wants to be part of a championship team that wins, and he realizes he's going to be out until January, February. They've got to use that money to go get another player.
Got to
replace him so they can go compete for a championship. What good does it do if you're Kyrie Irving to ask for a bunch of money, they can't get a point guard in your place, and you guys miss the playoffs?
Not just that, but I also think, too, I mean, look, the dude's made, I think you and I looked it up one day, he's made well over $250 million. All right.
That's a lot of money.
So there's that. He's made a gob of money. 2, I think the fact that another reason why he'll stay in Dallas is the simple fact that there's no state income tax. He ain't trying to go to Miami. All right. So, you stay in Texas. You know what you got. And oh, by the way, him and Nico have never had any problems, right? And here's my other thing, too, and I get it. Look, I understand, and for those of you that are hearing us for the first time, I'm over the Nico vitriol. I am.
Go ahead and get the text line lit up.
I'm over it. All right? Nico did not spearhead the Luka trade, all right? Nico took the fall for the Luka trade.
Let's just sit on this because
let's sit on it.
There's a bunch of people this is the first time they're hearing this take. I've heard this take 20 times.
Blake knows where I'm coming from on this, all right? Nico is not the reason Luka got traded, all right? And if you think that, hey, God bless you, that's you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. I'm telling you right now, when we've seen the dominoes fall the way they have fallen in the last 4 to 5 months, if you firmly believe that Nico Harrison is the reason why Luka's gone, then you're not paying attention. All right? Do we really think the Lakers, who, oh, by the way, sold to a guy that already had a 20% stake in the team, we don't think that, do you think he's spending another $6-7 billion if all you got left is old-ass LeBron? Of course not. Of course not. Do you really think the Mavericks would have gotten Cooper Flagg if the NBA hadn't mandated or somehow behind the scenes orchestrated the Luka trade? Do we really think that? Of course not. So again, hate Nico all you want. Let him be the and look, dare I say, I might even have an inkling more of respect for Nico Harrison for being the fall guy and being the dude that took all the arrows and the strays and all the smoke and all the vitriol for the Dallas Mavericks organization. Because somebody had to do it. Wasn't going to be Dumont. Mark Cuban went around and think about it. Mark Cuban told a different story every time he got a microphone in his face. You couldn't even get a consistent story about why Luka got traded. Nobody could. And you wonder why Nico didn't talk. Nico wasn't trying to get himself caught up in all that. Nico, and you can ask, we talked about this with Brian Broaddus. We talked about this with, to an extent, not a whole lot with CA. Nico, there was a method to his madness. And if you think Nico was the linchpin behind this, you're tripping. That's all I'm going to say.
A lot of people are agreeing with you. Can I give you another thing that I'm interested in? Completely different topic.
I can't wait to hear it.
So, Mavs number 1 pick, Cooper Flagg. We know that.
Yes.
The report came out.
What number do we think he's going to be real quick? Because he was number 2 in college.
And Lively wears 2.
And Lively wears 2.
Do we have a number 1? Hardy.
I'm pretty sure
he can give that number up. But I don't think Cooper Flagg, I don't see him
he
wearing
wore 2 in high school too, right?
I think he did.
gives me like 7 vibes. Who wears 7? Dwight Powell?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not getting off that number.
Luka didn't get 7.
You're not getting off that number.
I mean, come on.
You're definitely
That's
not
such a good number, too.
That feels like a Cooper Flagg.
Oh.
Or 10. I could see 7 or 10.
No, you got to go single digit.
Yeah.
Could he go 8?
Oh, max.
I mean, can we get off these guys? I mean, why are we
6?
wasting prime numbers on the? No, I don't want. No,
6 is
I don't want to see.
6 is like a shifty guard. I don't need Cooper Flagg
or a washed LeBron. I don't want to see Cooper in a 6.
Okay. The report came out the other day. The Mavs are aggressively trying to trade back into the latter half of the first round, the beginning or second round. They are trying to do some sort of trade without trading PJ Washington or Gafford, which would be a challenge. Rumors are they're visiting with Cooper Flagg, that they're eyeing his teammate Tyrese Proctor.
Yeah.
If you don't know Tyrese Proctor, he averaged 13, 3, and 2 and is an excellent spot-up three-point shooter off the dribble, just like Cooper Flagg, and he takes pride on the defensive end of the ball. It sounds just like the guy that the Dallas Mavericks need. There's two names that have really interested me, and the reason I'm bringing it up here on the radio is I don't think it's just a random rumor. I think they are actively trying to get into the first round, because if you can get your another guard in your room that's a high IQ guy and not have to spend money on a Chris Paul, Alonzo, or Russ, whatever, and to get a guy that's also in the same timeline as Cooper Flagg, that sounds like a win. And if you just had to give up a future first or a second, whatever it is, because you're assuming you're going to be good, so a first in the next couple of years shouldn't be that bad. I would love to get Walter Clayton Jr. from Florida.
I'd love that.
Or his teammate Tyrese Proctor. And if you're a Mavs fan, I think this should really excite you because you're creating a whole new timeline.
Oh, yeah. Well, what you're doing, I mean, look, Cooper Flagg creates a whole new timeline anyway. But by adding a running mate with him,
that's a young guard.
Okay, guess what? Now, when AD and Kyrie age out, you boom.
You've had 2-3 years
you
of
backfill, boom. And I'm going to tell you right now, because somebody texted in a little bit ago, and I'll get to here just a second, because somebody said something to the effect of, you're not winning with Cooper Flagg along with AD and Kyrie.
Sounds like a really good team. I mean, obviously, all things considered, when they're healthy, it sounds like a really good team. Just on paper.
Look, I'm telling you right now.
They were a good team even without Cooper Flagg. That's just a good team on paper. And now you add Cooper Flagg and another young player. I mean, it's not a bad team. We can argue all day about Luka, but that's not a bad basketball team.
I think we're going to finally, and again, I understand the if is the operative word here. But if you can manage, and I think Jason Kidd can do this, if you can manage AD to where he only plays 60 to 65 games next year, and you've got a healthy AD, Cooper Flagg, and Kyrie going into the playoffs, and you're sitting there somewhere between the 3 and the 6 spot, give me that all day, every day. Yeah. All right, coming up next, let's keep this NBA talk going when we welcome friend of the program, Sam Quinn from CBS Sports. We'll talk a little bit about the latest with Cooper Flagg, as well as his thoughts on Game 6 of the NBA Finals tonight. So much to get to. Don't go anywhere. It is 105 through the Fan.
All your mind benders that will shock.
forget something else. Okay, now that is a very cute haircut. That's like a little shag. I've never seen it before. Well, I mean, of course you have. It's the Rachel. Oh, is that your name? No, I mean like your name. No, I'm Jen. My name's Jen.
Right, but I just mean like this is your haircut. But that's hair on your head. I'm not saying this is your hair.
Dude, I'm all over the place. Why? Because it is a G-Bag / Fan After Dark remix of the program today, Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth, everybody out there. Hopefully you guys have had a wonderful Thursday. And you know what? I know this country can be a little crazy sometimes, but every now and again, they may or may not get things right. So hopefully you are enjoying today and appreciating what today is all about. I know we certainly are here at 105.3 The Fan. I am Fred Davis. That is the one, the only, the phenom himself, Mr. Blake Elliott. And then, of course, we got our boy Khaki Kev behind the glass on the 1, 2s, and 3s. Sitting in for Gavin, Brian Broaddus, Eric Chiafalo, and then, of course, Lucius Alexander as well. And then, of course, Mr. Zach Wolchuk, the hardest working man here at 105.3 The Fan. Why? Because he held it down on the midday show along with Carter Freeman as well as Mr. Alec Medford. And then, of course, our boy, the one, the only, the three-time Hall of Famer Chris Arnold and RJ Choppy kicking things off. But let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Let's jump out to the D&M Leasing Hotline and welcome to the program, friend of Fan After Dark, one of the best when you talking about scribing the hardwood, the one, the only, the Mr. Sam Quinn from CBS Sports. And Sam, how shocked were you yesterday when we all got that little ticker across our phone or whatever it was we were holding that said, hey, the Los Angeles Lakers have been sold?
Less shocked than I think the fans were. I mean, just to be honest, this was something that in media circles we'd kind of been gossiping about for a long time. I mean, especially going back to when Mark Walter first bought his piece of the team. So it's just a complicated situation. You see this play out with a lot of different sports teams where the original owner of the team, the patriarch, dies, and it goes down to the kids, and the team is divided among several siblings, and they don't always agree on things. We know we saw this with Jeannie, where she kind of had to wrestle the team away from Jim and from Johnny, whatever that was, close to a decade ago now. I think operating a team, especially a big market team now, requires a degree of wealth that the Buss family didn't have outside of the team, right? They're not Steve Ballmer. They don't have Microsoft. They don't have this endless cash reserve that you can pour into paying, $200-300 million luxury tax bills that this new CBA is going to create if you want to contend long term. So I think there was a feeling maybe among, it was more gossip is what I'll say. There was sort of a feeling among the media set of like, it may not happen this quickly, but eventually they're going to come to terms with the fact that there are 6 siblings here that all want to get paid out. They don't want to just hold on to the team and hand it to the youngest siblings, Joey and Jesse, who, they work in the team, they run scouting, they run the G League team. I think there was sort of an understanding like we can't split this team among 6 siblings forever. We don't want to keep it in the trust, especially as, some of the siblings start to get older. It's time to cash out, and they did at this historic price. Where, look, I wouldn't have predicted $10 billion because that's such a mind-boggling figure, but that's one of the blue-chip franchises, right? I mean, you guys have one in Dallas and the Cowboys, the Yankees. It's a very short list. These teams that sort of transcend sports and are these major worldwide brands, the Lakers are one of them, and, now Mark Walter got it.
Okay, when it comes to Mark Cuban, the Maverick side of things, a lot of people on Twitter were going back and forth like, hey, I thought you weren't able to sell majority stake and still be able to run the team. We know that Jeannie will still be running the team for a couple of years. Kind of explain to myself and all the people listening why Mark Cuban wasn't able to do the same thing that Jeannie is doing with the sell.
So I'll say a few things. Number one, Mark Cuban didn't get it in writing. It was an understanding. And when it's an understanding that's unwritten, when you're talking about people with this much wealth and this much power, it's usually just going to default to who has the in-writing control. Now, we don't know what sort of control Jeannie Buss is going to exert here, right? Like, to be perfectly honest, I have a hard time seeing Mark Walter spending all of this amount of money, and then, like, they're arguing over a trade, and Jeannie says, too bad, I'm the governor, we're not doing this. If I had to guess, I would say this is more ceremonial, right? This is more the Buss family has been running the Lakers for going on 50 years now. She's obviously very familiar with some of the less glamorous parts of the organization. She ran the business side when Dr. Buss, her father, was alive. I don't think she's going to be like preventing Mark Walter from making changes to the basketball side. I think if he wants to hire a new GM, if he wants to update the health and performance stuff, if he wants to even like say, hey, we're making this trade or we're changing coaches, I don't think she's going to stand in the way. And I think there's a big difference here, too, in that Mark Walter has been running a very successful North American professional sports team in that city in the Dodgers. So there's going to be some element of trust where Jeannie can kind of say, like, I may be the governor of the team officially, but I trust that you know what you're doing. You've been very successful running a sports team. Mark Cuban's mistake ultimately was not getting in writing that he was going to get to control basketball operations, or at the very least not making it clearer to Dumont and to Adelson, like, hey, this is what our front office structure is actually like. This, to go back even further, I don't think Mark Cuban, when he hired Nico Harrison as the GM, and I'm just speculating at this point, but I feel pretty good about this. I don't think Mark Cuban hired Nico Harrison thinking I'm going to unilaterally let him make every basketball decision, because Mark Cuban was always the one very heavily involved in those decisions. I think he hired Nico Harrison for certain skills, and those skills weren't the ones that were involved in making the Luka Doncic trade, right? Like, under the old formation of that Dallas front office, Mark Cuban would have been in the room and saying, absolutely not. I think it's kind of a failure of communication and a failure of getting things into writing that the new ownership let that happen. So it's different. I don't think the situations are really analogous. We don't know exactly what stipulations are going into this governorship for Jeannie, but I think it's going to be a pretty clean handoff. Remember, Mark Walter already owned a slice of the team, right? This is not new people completely coming in. Mm-hmm. There is a pre-existing relationship. I think if you buy a team at a $10 billion valuation, you're going to be able to make whatever moves you want to make.
Plus, he's got soccer teams he owns over in Europe and what have you. I mean, I read, I don't know, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and just started doing a deep dive on Mark Walter because I was like, who is this guy? And yeah, you're right. His portfolio is massively impressive, and I'm with you 110%. I think the thing with Jeannie Buss is like, look, you go ahead and be the face of it. I'll run the scene. I'll run it behind the scenes, and you know we'll go from there. Let's get down to tonight's game, Game 6. You've got Tyrese Halliburton. He is going to play. I don't think that's a huge shock to anybody. I figured he was going to play in some form or fashion. A little Toradol probably fix that up real quick. Your thoughts on kind of what you're expecting out of this game tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Tyrese Halliburton talks about this a lot, how important it is to get 2 feet into the paint. That's what opens up a lot of his passing. You know, he's not a great interior scorer, but if he can get into the paint, he can set up all of his teammates, and that's a really important part of what makes their offense go. Well, in Game 5, he only took 1 shot in the paint in the entire game. If he's hobbled and he can't get to the basket, now suddenly he's just a jump shooter, maybe a transition playmaker. I don't feel great about that from Indiana's perspective. My feeling was, just watching the games, that Indiana had a chance to win the championship in Game 4, and they couldn't take it. Now, Oklahoma City is so good that they kind of wrestled that game and probably the series away. I feel like the Thunder are probably going to clinch it tonight. There's no shame in losing in 6 to the Thunder when your best player is hurt. Indiana has taken this whole run so much further than I or really anybody probably expected, and I think they'll be in the mix moving forward. But just given the severity of the injury, I just have a really hard time seeing them scoring enough points, not only tonight, but then again on Sunday to actually steal this series.
I've got a million questions for you, Sam, but I'll try to work them down into a couple. For the Thunder, SGA people are already making posts about top 10 point guard of all time if he wins this championship. J-Dub is Scottie Pippen. Kind of where are you at on this Thunder team? Are we getting too ahead of ourselves? Are they about to run the NBA? Where do these guys rank? Like, what do we do with the Thunder team if they win the championship? Are we re-landscaping the NBA?
So I think when it comes to the dynasty stuff, they are as well positioned to do it as I think any team has ever been, right? They have the draft picks, so they'll be able to cycle in new cheap players. Chet and J-Dub and SGA, they're all so young that you'd figure they have a long runway ahead of them. Like, they are as set up to do this as you can possibly be. That being said, I would just look back at the last 7 years. We've had 7 different champions. Just think about how we felt about some of those teams at the time, right?
Even Boston last year.
Even Boston is a great example of this, right? We thought Boston was going to rattle off 2 or 3, and now it looks like it's probably going to be 1 for the time being. You go back even further to the beginning of this with Boston, right? Think about where they were in 2017, 2018, when they had Tatum and Brown on rookie deals, and they had Kyrie, and they had Hayward, and they had Horford, and we thought, oh man, they've set themselves up for a long run. Obviously, that goes wrong with Kyrie leaving. You look at the Nuggets a few years ago; they win the title, and we think, oh man, it's Jokic's league now, and they haven't made it back. The NBA is a weird and cruel and random place. Things happen. You can't always predict what they're going to be, but seismic changes happen all of the time. Like, look, Chet Holmgren has had injury issues, right? J-Dub, we've heard all the Scottie Pippen stuff. Oklahoma City, whatever it was, a little bit more than a decade ago now, had a similarly talented threesome, and one of those guys left in James Harden in part because he wanted his own team. Is there any of that in Oklahoma City? Not now, but maybe down the line. Maybe, some huge trade happens in another market that makes some new team the favorite. So, again, they're as set up to do this as you can possibly be. I would just say in the NBA, you kind of have to expect the unexpected. So I'm not ready to, crown them as a dynasty yet. I would say they will be my picks to win it next year. And if you made me make a prediction about how many are they going to get in the next 6 or 7 years, I would say probably 2 or 3 more. I think they're positioned to do that. I would just say don't treat anything as a guarantee in this league.
So does it change if Kevin Durant goes to one of these teams? That's been the hot rumor, is where is he going to go? We get a different update by the hour on what teams he wants to go to, what teams the Suns want to send him to, what the trade packages are looking like. Where are we at with the Kevin Durant stuff? Are we just in a waiting game? I don't even know really what to do with this information at this point. It's oversaturation.
I think the Suns would like to trade him to Minnesota, but Minnesota would not like to trade for him without some form of consent from him, which I don't know that that's ever going to come. So if it doesn't, you're kind of looking at one of a few things, right? Miami seems to be the most aggressive of the teams on his list. Or is it something like Toronto, who traded for Kawhi all those years ago and just kind of hoped they could make it work? Would they do that again? I don't think that they should, but I wouldn't rule out that they would. I think as far as Kevin Durant swinging the championship next year, I would just tell whichever fan base gets him, I would say temper your expectations a little bit. Kevin Durant is still very good. He's still an all-star caliber player. He does not get to the rim anymore. His defense has slipped a meaningful amount. He's more like the 15th best player in the NBA right now than like the 5th. And at 37, which is what he's going to be on opening day, the threat of age-related decline or injury-related decline is always there. I'd be very happy to have him, but there's a reason that the Spurs and the Rockets, who have infinite assets, are kind of saying, no, we'll get him at our price. We're not going to go all in for him. And the reality of that is that those teams can afford to be picky and say, we have the assets to get almost anybody. Why is this specifically the guy we're getting? He's 37. We think we have long, long runways ahead of us. Why would we go all in on this guy right now? The price has to be low enough to justify that. I think the Rockets and the Spurs are looking at this situation in Milwaukee and saying, we know Giannis has said, or maybe hasn't said, but has indicated that he's planning to stay with the Bucks. Let's see how he feels in January when Milwaukee is 5 games below 500 in a terrible East. Is his resolve going to be quite that strong? Maybe we can try again then. Or maybe we just wait a year and some other star in his mid-20s becomes available because it's the NBA and that's what happens, right? Like, don't you want to have, if you have these unlimited assets, don't you want to see if you can get a 27-year-old instead of a 37-year-old? I think I would, because if you get that trade right, either of those teams could be like sort of where the Thunder are, where they could contend almost indefinitely. I think that's their preference.
I couldn't agree more with you, Sam, and I think that's one thing that the Suns are realizing is that, you know, the market's not as robust for a 37-year-old Kevin Durant as maybe they thought. We know about Giannis. You mentioned him just a second ago. Is there a name out there that maybe, you guys talked about how you were, scuttlebutting about the Lakers being bought a few months back. Is there a name out there that you guys are talking about that you've heard but hasn't maybe got national appeal just yet, that you wouldn't be surprised if his name gets floated out?
I don't want to throw out any big names and act as though I know something that I don't. All I'm going to say is this: the team that I'm watching most closely is Boston, And I think there's been, the big rumors have been Jrue Holiday. I do think Jrue Holiday is going to move. I think the Celtics probably saw what Memphis got for Desmond Bane, the 4 picks and the swap, and are maybe kind of thinking to themselves, like, could we get more than that if we put Jaylen Brown out there? They've gotten some pretty substantial offers, I think. Could we get something similar if we put Derek White out there? I just don't think it makes much sense for the Celtics to just, like, trade Jrue Holiday and call it a day.
Right.
This version of the team, given the age and the salary constraints and the fact that Tatum's not going to play next year, presumably, I think they probably know that they have to make some more substantial change than that, because you're not just trying to build a team for 2027, right? You're not just trying to build a team for the season in which Tatum comes back. They're probably hoping that when Tatum comes back, you have another 5 or 6 year run where you can be near the top of the East. And if you're going to do that, you kind of need to get the assets to get a lot younger, which they don't have at the moment. So I'm looking at Boston and saying, I think it makes a lot of sense for them, whether it's Jaylen Brown or Derek White, to make a bigger trade than I think has been mostly out there thus far. And I think the Celtics are forward-thinking enough that if they get a good enough offer, they'll do that. So if you're asking me where I think the next big trade is going to come from, aside from Durant, my eyes are on the Celtics.
Love to hear it. 30 seconds or less. Tell me your thoughts on Cooper Flagg, and is there anything that tells you he won't be the number 1 pick?
No, he'll be the number 1 pick. He's going to be a very, very good player, and he'll presumably be a very good player from the start. My bigger questions, and I think I've come on this show and said this before, is do they have the assets to build around him? Should they trade Anthony Davis to get those assets, right? I don't think it makes much sense to prioritize the timeline of 2 stars in their 30s when you have one of the best 18-year-old players that we've ever seen. My emphasis would be, let's get younger and let's build around this guy. I don't think they're going to do that, but he's going to be great. I would say if Mavericks fans are listening to this show, be very excited about Cooper Flagg as a player. Maybe be a little bit more cautious and fearful of what Nico Harrison might do to mess with his career.
And on that, we will put a pin in it. Tell the folks at home where they can find you at on the socials, the Twitters, or the X's.
Sam Quinn CBS on Twitter. Just read CBSSports.com. We do a lot of great stuff.
Sam, you absolutely do. I appreciate you, my man. By the way, who wins tonight? Oh, you said Thunder win tonight, correct?
Thunder win tonight, and we're going to end this, yeah.
I love to hear it. Sam, have a great night and enjoy the game, my man. There you have it. The one, the only, Sam Quinn. All right, when we come back, a couple things he had to say. We'll take a trip around the National Basketball Association. So much to get to. This is 105 through the Fan.
Spread the word. Go ahead. Do it. I'll wait. All right, there you go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the G-Bag Nation is the place to be.
project is complete. The Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
It's a Fan Thirsty Thursday, presented by SWELending.com.
Back to 105.3 The Fan. This segment is brought to you by Cars for Kids. Donate today at carsforkids.org and the Frankels. If you've been injured in a car or truck wreck, call Frankel first, 214 or 817-333-3333. With Frankel and Frankel, there is never an out-of-pocket cost. They only get paid when you win. Frankel and Frankel, the go-to for car and truck wreck attorneys in Dallas.
What a read, Khaki Kevin. What a read by Khaki Kevin. It is the final hour of the G-Bag Nation here on 105.3 The Fan, your home for the 2023 World Series champion Texas Rangers and your official home of the Brian Schottenheimer coached Dallas Cowboys. I am Fred Davis, filling in for Gavin Dawson, Brian Broaddus, Eric Chiafalo, and Zach Wolchuk, even though if you Tolo, and we know a lot of you do, he was holding it down for the KNC Masterpiece today. But I'm Fred. We got our boy, the Phenom, Blake Elliott, in the house as well.
Just
and of
killed
course,
a bag of hot Cheetos.
That's disgusting. And the aforementioned Khaki Kevin Walker on the 1s, 2s, and 3s.
Why is that disgusting?
Hot Cheetos? Just nothing
Hot
about
fries.
that. Hot fries, hot Cheetos. Nothing sounds enticing and or even remotely, desirable.
That checks out. Barbed wire tattoo.
I don't have. I mean, I'm getting a little tired of the barbed wire tattoo slander.
Dude, the barbed wire tattoo was an era for Caucasian men. You should be happy. That was
I was alive. First of all, I was alive during that. How you gonna tell me about it? I was there.
But you're making it sound like it's a bad thing. Like it's a good thing.
If you were there, you would know what kind of people were wearing a barbed wire tattoos.
Let me ask
I'm
you a
not saying
question.
anything's wrong with people that did. I'm just not one of them.
Let me ask you a question.
Ask me a question.
From one
Kevin.
Caucasian to another.
When people were getting barbed wire tattoos, is that the same?
This segment sponsored by White Settlement.
Is that the same era / time period when people were getting tramp stamps?
I think that's accurate. Yes.
Would it be accurate to say
Which one do you have, Fred?
barbed wire
Neither.
male would match up with tramp stamp female?
No, because tramp stamps that had a good run. Tramp stamps had a good probably 10-year run. All right. And again, barbed wire for me, I think more of Pamela Anderson when I think of barbed wire tattoos. In fact, I want to say she was in a movie called Barbed Wire. I could be wrong about that, but I'm almost positive she was in one.
Now let's go. This is what we call a Tolo Premium member. 972. Just got home, flipped the TV onto YouTube, saw that I was halfway through the show, so I restarted the show from the beginning. Let's go.
You're correct.
There you go.
What a baller.
What? That she
You're
was in
correct.
a movie called Barbed Wire?
Barbed wire.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So that's what I think of. Now, I know Bobby Belt put out he did a chat GPT and said, show me what a guy with a barbed wire, tell me what you think a barbed wire tattoo guy would look like.
And then a picture of you accidentally.
There were similarities, is all I'm going to say.
Speaking of similarities, the Philadelphia 76ers plan to give Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey another chance next season to compete for a championship. The quote is, by simply staying at number 3 in this year's draft, Philadelphia would introduce an $11.1 million salary onto its books for 2025. That's how much a draft pick costs. So the Sixers, expect to operate near or maybe even above the second apron for this upcoming campaign. Sources say as they prepare to give Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey another shot to contend for a championship after they managed to appear in just 15 games last year. They went 7-8 together last season. Do you agree with giving this trio another run back with the number 3 overall pick added to the mix?
Well, you got to.
I mean, you don't have to. You could technically trade them.
I think based on the return value that you would get, you're not going to get anything remotely close to what you spent on it. Right?
Let's go deep dive in it. I ask you this: do you think this is the highest Joel Embiid's trade market will be? Not saying ever. Obviously, it was higher when he was winning MVPs.
Yeah.
But from today, moving on to the rest of his career, because if he gets hurt next year,
he's done.
Oh, he's done. You'll be lucky that if anybody will take him when you cut him.
Oh, now you'd have plenty of people that would take him if you cut him. But
do you think this would be the highest? This is the best time to trade him if you were going to trade him? If I was Daryl Morey, that's who owns the 76ers,
Yes.
right? If I was Daryl Morey, I'm trading Paul George and Joel Embiid and just restarting with Tyrese Maxey, Quentin Grimes, and number 3 overall pick, and Jared McCain as well. I'm just not doing another
half the year though. But
I'm just not doing another season of Paul George and Joel Embiid. I don't think they're going to be any better and more healthy when they're a year older. Do you?
Oh, look, you're preaching to the choir. I mean, I thought they were idiotic for signing Paul George. I mean, Paul George has been half-assing it for the last 2-3 seasons.
Paul George, $51 million next year. Joel Embiid, $55 million.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, say what you want about Nico. I mean, let's not pretend like Daryl Morey's over here, putting on a master class in how to be a general manager. You know what I'm saying? So
wait, so is this NFL or NBA? Because
we switched up. We code switched during the break. I know I wrote down around the NFL, but my brain said around the NBA when I teased it, and so we just stuck with it. So anyway.
Kevin's like, do I need to change his bed music? Because NFL on Fox is going to come on.
I was thinking we were going to talk some NFL here, but no, we're going to
kind of stuck with me when I heard Joel Embiid 3 times. I was like,
yeah,
I don't think that's not part of the NFL.
No, it's not.
Some more NBA news to you.
You obviously didn't listen to the tease either. That hurts my heart that you didn't. Not to say that I haven't always paid off the tease. In fact, for those of you
got to read here. Oh, we got to read here. My bad. We got to read here.
For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, or if you're not familiar with Fan After Dark's work, stay tuned when Eric Mangini gives you some of the best insight on his thoughts on Brian Schottenheimer.
How many people do you think listening right now? We're getting close to our time slot. We're like 15 minutes from our crosstalk.
Well, I was going to say 15 minutes from our crosstalk for sure.
How many people do you think listening right now this is the first time they've heard us? I feel like there's a decent amount of crossover.
Oh, 100%. Oh, that are hearing us for the first time?
Yeah.
I mean, are we putting a number on it?
Like
are we putting like a percentage of the audience right now?
Percentage of the audience.
I'm going to say 27% of this audience listening right now has never heard Fan After Dark.
Okay, not heard Fan After Dark and not heard us, 2 different things. Because we've done different. We've jumped
I'm saying
on.
Fan After Dark just for the simple fact that it's us, and I'm just keeping it simple. The branding, okay? It's the branding.
Well, I'm saying like we don't have
Saturdays. I don't know about you, but we don't have any other show names. Okay, let's get that straight. I'm looking at you, Tim Collins.
Through the radio. Just let us know if this is your first time listening. Because we're about to.
But that's a poll. That's a poll. If you remember if you can tell me about the Eric Mangini, which, like I said, we're still, stick around and you'll find out what Eric Mangini had to say about Brian Schottenheimer and what he expects him to be as a head coach for the Dallas Cowboys.
Bovada has released their odds on Ben Simmons' next chapter.
I mean, is it that downtime of an NBA right now where we're doing? I mean, who walked into the Bovada office and said, I'm getting a hankering for some Ben Simmons futures. What do we got on that, boys? I'll get right on it, boss. We'll be right there.
Do you want to know the favorite? The favorite at plus 375 is
Tel Aviv.
The favorite is the Clippers.
Of course they were. It's who he played with last year, wasn't it? At the end,
plus 475 is the Cavs.
Okay.
Plus 550 is sports media / broadcasting.
Okay.
Plus 650 is esports gaming content creation. Plus 700 is the Rockets. It's just sandwiched in between.
Plus 800, he'll replace that lady that just died on the Food Network.
Plus 700, create a fashion or lifestyle brand.
By the way, you guys hear about that?
No, I didn't.
You hear about the lady that just died from?
Terrible.
Is she from Dallas? Why did Dallas TV?
They just be posting stuff.
They are. Is that what the deal is?
They also do. They do some not reads, I guess, but they do some partnerships.
Well, I'm sure they do. I mean, when you got as many followers as they do, I'm sure they do. But no, I saw that they posted about. Or I think and you had sent it to me too. They found her around dozens of pills. Which, look, I
didn't see that.
Yeah, I read a thing today about it. They found her around dozens of pills. Which that never ends well.
Yep, first time listening, Jagon and Taro.
This guy, smart ass. Shout out to our boy Jagon.
Plus,
I know where Jagon works, by the way.
Oh, well, wow.
No, I do.
They would have just thrown it out. They're going to say I know where Jagon lives.
I'm not going to put his business out on the streets like that, but no, Jagon Sold me a car part.
Casanova, New York.
You're the worst.
Casanova, New York.
Look, he could have met me in a parking lot and sold me that car part for all you know.
Plus 800 to NBL. What is the NBL?
That's the Australian basketball league.
Is it?
Yes,
Okay.
it is, because he is Australian.
Plus 1,400 going back to the 76ers.
Okay.
What about the big three?
Oh, it's funny you say that. So
now we're talking.
Also plus 1,400 modeling or acting. Plus 1,500 the Euro League. Plus 2,000 the big three.
Okay.
Plus 2,200 the Warriors. I just love how this is NBA
just randomly throwing NBA teams.
Plus 2,200 the G League. And plus 2,200 as well China CBA team.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go sports media broadcasting at plus 550.
Now he'll stick around for another year. He was respectable with the Clippers. I mean, let's put it this way: he wasn't a disaster with the Clippers.
We didn't talk about him enough, so that's good. We weren't.
That's exactly right. I mean, now that being said, it's not like when we watched him against the Nuggets in that opening round series, we were like thinking to ourselves, "Oh, look at Ben Simmons making a comeback. I can see this guy sticking around for another 3-4 years." So
now to kind of wrap up the NBA talk, I want to switch to another sport, WNBA.
Yeah.
Did you watch the game this week, excuse me, with Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark, and Indiana Fever?
It was the
biggest, brawl.
It was the hottest story in sports.
Your
for
thoughts?
Half a day.
Your thoughts? The Fever cooked them, by the way.
They did. I think Caitlin Clark can be a little bit of a prima donna, I guess. All right, with a little bit of the flopping. I didn't think that girl hit her that hard. Obviously, Sophie Cunningham's having a moment right now because of her being the enforcer. Doesn't hurt that she's easy on the eyeballs. And we tend to forget that she may or may not have slept with the president of the Suns.
Wow.
And
I forgot about that
story. Bam! Over everybody's head. So I tell you what.
She just played against, right?
Shout out to Sophie Cunningham. What a week she's having.
Sun? Or are you talking about the Phoenix
I'm talking about the Phoenix Suns, bro.
Not the
I'm
Connecticut
talking
Sun?
about the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, yeah.
So
Caitlin
I'll tell
Clark
you
had
what.
21-6 in that game, and as you all know, if you watched it, she was getting into it with the Sun, not the Phoenix Sun, the Connecticut Sun, getting poked in the eye, getting pushed to the ground, and then Sophie Cunningham, her teammate, as the game's wrapping up, does a little headlock,
slams homegirl to the ground,
and then a full-out brawl.
Did you see the security guy?
I did see the security guy.
Did you see the security guy making sure nobody
exits the premises?
At the very least, got past his reach. Yeah. Anything past that, didn't care.
Yeah,
didn't care. But
do you think this is good for the W?
I think it's great for the WNBA. Now I'll tell you what's not good for the WNBA. Did I send you that Kelsey Plum audio? We'll play that later on. The Kelsey Plum audio is not a good look for the WNBA. All right.
But you don't mind the fighting and the beefing? I mean, I like it. I'm just wondering, are we...
No, that league's out of control. Like, there's a fight. I mean, I feel like this is the 80s NBA we're watching right now, okay? And look, the WNBA, I mean, go ahead and embrace it.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing about the WNBA if you're smart, all right? And this is the thing about the WNBA where they still don't know how to present themselves. They really, really don't. Lean into the fighting for a little bit, okay? Like, we still want to see good basketball, but, I mean... If women are going to fight each other over basketball, as long as it's
they're passionate about it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can tell they're taking it serious. And look, you're trying to get casual observers. And let's call it what it is. You're trying to get men who watch. Because, look, I don't know how you get to women. I don't.
They're watching Love Island.
They're watching. I don't know what they're watching. All right. So I'm just going to stick to what I know in this as a man that watches sports.
What are you going to do to get me from stop watching this baseball game that's on?
If you're going to tell me that there's a chance that women might start fighting in the middle of a game, yeah, I might tune in. Like, I'm going to watch the Wings because I want to see Paige Beckers, and I'm probably going to watch the Indiana Fever.
She's been balling, by the way.
Paige is putting up buckets right now. But to the casual observer, like, okay, because like look, we know what Caitlin Clark means to the WNBA, right? You've got a chance if you're the WNBA where. If the NBA season ends tonight, which I'm also in agreement with Sam Quinn, I think it will.
The WNBA season?
No, I started to say the WNBA. The NBA season is probably going to end tonight, or at the very least the next few days if Indiana wins tonight. Then you've just got a 2-horse race where it's just baseball and WNBA.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're the WNBA, hype up some fights.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that that's the way you got to do it moving forward, but what do all the old heads always talk about that they loved about the 80s and the 90s? Dudes were fighting. All right, you came down to you came into the lane. Guess what? You were going to get fouled. All right, and that's what I appreciate. And look, we complained last year about how the WNBA was letting Caitlin Clark get her ass beat. Okay, well, guess what? Now she's got enforcers. Now the Indiana Fever are fighting back. Oh, by the way, the Indiana Fever are beating the hell out of people too. So if you're the WNBA, go ahead and lean into it. All right, and let's have some fun with it.
Let's have some fun in our next segment. We're going to cross-talk with the Fan After Dark and see what they got coming up.
Fair foul style.
Coming up Friday morning on Sean and RJ. Sean and Bobby are back. We have the full show together. And do we have an NBA champ? It's a...
have to forget something else. Okay, now that is a very cute haircut. That's like a little shag. I've never seen it before. Well, you see it, Chris. It's the Rachel. Oh, is that your name? No, I mean your name. No, I'm Jen. My name's Jen. Right, but
First, turn it on and leave it on. Your official home of the Cowboys. 105.3 The Fan.
It's the Fan After Dark on 105.3 The Fan. This segment is brought to you by Classic Chevrolet. If you're in the market to upgrade your vehicle, get to Classic Chevrolet in Grapevine. Back-to-back #1 Chevy dealership in the world. They've got more new Chevys than anyone, all priced to sell. Silverado, Tahoe, Blazers, Malibus, Equinox, and more. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com. This is Texas. This is Classic Chevrolet. Together, let's drive, relax, and enjoy the difference. Based on new Chevy registrations 2023 and 2024.
What a read. What a read from the one, the only, Khaki Kevin Walker. I'm Fred Davis. That is the phenom himself, Mr. Blake Elliott. And
let's go ahead and cross talk.
Let's talk to those guys from Fan After Dark. You've got them for a full 4 tonight.
Frank and Blake.
Actually, no, you've only got them for a full 2.
Can I hit you with some Dallas Stars breaking news?
Do tell. The new coach?
No,
Scotty Bowman.
Not coach related.
Why Johnson? Why
Trade alert.
Oh wait, let me guess. Robo got traded.
We have acquired a 2026 third-round pick and a 2025 fourth-round pick from the Seattle Kraken for Mason Marchment.
Wow, we just moved off Marchment like that, huh? They had to do something salary cap wise, if I'm
Clear
correct.
up some money.
Probably, which
money.
I'm okay with because all he did was get into fights and not score.
That's all he did. That's all he did.
Well, let's hear what Fan After Dark.
Sounds like Blake recently with his girlfriend.
Wow. Wow. Moment of silence for Juice.
You mean chicken? Fair foul. Renaming your cat.
See,
That's foul.
You know when all this is getting lost? Boo, the other cat.
Nobody cares about Boo.
I didn't pick Boo out.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a stupid name, so whatever.
Yeah. Juice.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, especially after you introduced me to Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
Whole new appreciation.
Yeah, that's him.
Whole new appreciation.
Juice WRLD, the rapper.
Really? Oh, because it's a black cat? That's original. Whatever. Whatever. All right. Fair or foul. We talked a little bit about the WNBA, and I'll tell you what, we're leading the WNBA charge here.
We are.
105 through the Fan.
Texan right now, other than the KNC Masterpiece, who talks about the WNBA more than us?
Nobody does. Nobody more than us. And here's the problem. And I appreciate the KNC guys because, look, it's a great time slot. So you can get great guests in that time slot. Usually when Blake and I are on, they're playing. So that's what we're running up against. But Paige is going to come on the show.
Can we peel the curtain back at what we said the last couple breaks about the time slot they're in right now? We got a lot of energy, boys.
Yeah, we do.
We're usually on 7 to 11, and we still try to bring energy for guys, but I'd be lying to you guys if we didn't already complete a whole day, whether it's work or just our life.
Seriously.
Right now, we came on 4:45, 5 o'clock. Geeked. Ready to go. Hopefully you guys are matching energy. Hopefully you guys aren't sluggishly going into your weekend. It's
a lot
Thursday.
of you had the day off today.
Come on.
All right, it's
Thursday, baby. The weekend's going to get turned.
I'll tell you what. Now, stay away from Harry Hines. Stay away from Harry Hines. Okay? They just, C75.
What do you guys have lined up for the program we need to know?
That's great. I'm glad you guys asked. We'll get to that in just a second. 75,000 pounds of processed
raw
THC.
Meat?
No, not raw meat. 75,000 pounds of THC items from a warehouse. And I think it was like $7 million worth of THC items from said warehouse over off Harry Hines.
Got confiscated? Who has it now?
The Dallas Police Department. Is it the Dallas Police or is it the ATF?
And we know Dallas Police.
It might be. Look, it could
Homicide
be.
Mike, hit me up.
It could be some sort of like cross law enforcement type of deal. I think a joint task force type thing. Homicide Mike, Stevie B. Although Stevie B is still new to the force, so I don't think he gets privy to that kind of information. And our boy Billy D, who he's more of the kicking indoors side of things. I don't know how much he's been, kept abreast of the situation as well.
I need to text Homicide Mike back. He texted in the text line asking where I worked, and I saw the message, forgot to respond. So if you're still listening, Homicide Mike, I got you.
Let us know. So if you're a member of the law enforcement here in the DF Dub, let us know exactly if you were part of the raid.
Ooh.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, we'd love to do a remote at a raid.
At a raid.
Why not?
y'all want to go to raves. We want to go to raves.
Okay. We're here for the peacekeeping in the DFW.
Well, let's continue the peacekeeping. Kelsey Plum is bebopping around the city. Where does she live at?
She plays with the Sparks now. So she was. They were going to their hotel, and this is her being asked for an autograph outside of the team's hotel.
While she's asking, while they're getting asked these autographs, these two gentlemen both have a sports book, a card book, a folder, if you will, of her signatures of things that she signed, whether it's trading cards, pieces of paper, whatever. It's like all of her signatures.
Yeah.
They have it in this nicely kept folder that you would keep like Pokemon cards or sports cards or whatever. And they have it in front of her like, hey, Kelsey, can you sign these things? And like you said, they're meeting outside the team hotel. Listen to how Kelsey Plum reacted to such suggestion.
The bus was right here.
We're going 2 hotels here.
Right.
Don't y'all find that kind of weird? Low-key? Like low-key, come on.
A little, but
Okay. I'm really turned off right now.
I'm just a fan, though.
I know. I appreciate that.
Can you sign one? You can put my name on it.
One.
Awesome.
I'll sign one.
That's okay. I get you on that one. Keep going with this year. Appreciate that.
Whichever one.
Let's play it again from the top. Really listen to it. She first says, don't y'all find that a little weird? And then says that she's turned off?
No.
The bus was right here.
We're going 2 hotels here.
Right.
Don't y'all find that kind of weird? Low-key? Like low-key, come on.
A little, but
Okay. I'm really turned off right now.
I'm just a fan, though.
I know. I appreciate that.
Can you sign one? You can put my name on it. Awesome.
I'll sign one.
That's okay. I get you on that one. Keep going with this year. Appreciate that.
Whichever one.
Your thoughts, Fred?
Now, I had to take out, there was probably 5 seconds of nothingness because I think she was like signing something. And that's when he asked her, hey, would you mind signing this other thing? So I had to I just want to add that context there.
I mean, she just off the rip. Don't y'all find this a little weird?
Part of me appreciates her candor. The other part of me is like, look, this is...
Some things are better kept in your head.
I mean, this is the reality of what... I mean...
I'm sure plenty of sports players have thought things are weird, and they probably keep it in their head.
I mean, here's the reality of it. And again, I don't want to sound judgmental on this, okay? But I think grown men asking for autographs, whether it's a female or male that you're trying to get an autograph for, could probably be a little off-putting in some form or fashion, right? I mean, but that's the reality of it. Like, that's what these people do. They get memorabilia that they get autographed, and this is what they do. And when you're, the Kelsey Plums of the world and the WNBA, with the Caitlin Clarks and the Paige Beckers and the Asia Wilsons, like, this is welcome to the reality that you now have. Like,
random people, cool people, uncool people, fans,
like,
non-fans.
What do you? I mean, here's the thing I would ask Kelsey Plum before you start popping off about, this is weird, low key weird, right? Do you want to go back to a few years ago where nobody gave a damn about the WNBA? Yeah. Do you want to go back to where
it's the territory that comes with?
You're playing in empty YMCA's? I mean, pick one or the other. Okay, like this is and I get it. This is something that they have to get used to, right? But this is what y'all want, and don't complain about you want fair pay like the men, but yet you're going to over here bitch and complain about dudes wanting autographs. Like, that's the reality you live in now.
I as much as I like to hate on SGA, I saw a video of him after game 2. Sign autographs. He signed 440 autographs after the game, after they had won. I'm sure there was plenty of people that said something weird. One guy had him sign his forehead. Like, I'm sure there was plenty of things like, this is weird. I don't want to do this. I want to go home. But he understands the territory and what it means for that autograph, and he just does it.
And this is the. I mean,
or just don't do it. Don't be out and just say, hey, I'm not doing any autographs. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't have to make the comment like, this is low key weird. I'm honestly turned off. Like, that probably just ruined that guy's day who's just trying to get an autograph. Now, would Blake do the same thing? No, but everyone has their own interests. And this guy is a fan of Kelsey Plum and probably looks up to her and wants his autograph. And Kelsey Plum,
well, I mean, look,
even though he got the autograph, he probably feels terrible now.
Well, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I mean, maybe he is low-key weird.
It may be. Now, if he made a comment, all for it. Him just saying, can you give me an autograph?
That's it.
I don't think that's really any weirder than anybody else asking for an autograph.
I mean, again, and who knows what he was having her sign? I don't know.
I saw the video. It's literally just a book. It's a book of cards and
so that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was something off-putting, something inappropriate, then yeah, that'd be then now you've crossed the line.
Yes, I've seen the video.
A dude holding a binder of cards of you and asking, because by the way, I mean, let's call it what it is. Kelsey Plum is one of the stars of the WNBA.
Correct. Top 10 selling jersey.
Right? So guess what? I mean, this is what happens. Let AD walk. I'm sure AD. Anthony Davis, whether you love him or hate him, I promise you, AD, let him walk here in Dallas, and I guarantee you, even after everything that's gone on,
people are going to ask for an
people
autograph.
Are going to stop and ask Anthony Davis for his autograph.
Correct.
Like, that's the reality that you live in. When you're a top 10 player in your sport, Kelsey, this is what happens. I'll tell you what, I kind of see why Darren Waller and her didn't last.
Yeah.
Okay?
She said I'm low-key turned off as this guy just asking for an autograph. He didn't ask for a number. He didn't say anything
Nothing.
weird. I watched the video the whole way through. He just says, I'm just a big
get
fan.
your autograph?
He's obviously nervous. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm just a fan.
And maybe he's a little awkward. Who knows? I mean, just, again, God bless her. There's your WNBA moment for the day. Fair or foul? Telling somebody it's low-key weird that they want your autograph.
I think it's low-key a turn on if somebody wanted my autograph. So
I'll tell you what.
I'm with it. Ask for my autograph and you'll get it.
I'll co-sign on a car loan for you. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing right now? I mean, we're going to run my credit?
I've given a couple John Hancocks.
Have you?
Yeah.
To who?
When we did one of our first fan events, somebody had me sign. A couple people had me sign things.
Yeah.
Now, do they really know who I was? Maybe not.
No.
They probably just
Did you sign it, Dave or Blake?
I signed it Fan Phenom.
No,
That's probably how they knew me.
Did you? Are you giving away tickets? Okay, I'll go ahead and sign it, Blake. Oh, you got tickets to give away? Give me that back.
I'm over 4. I'm going to start using Dave's name.
Next fan event, I need to sign at least one signature. So you guys make it happen.
Got to. Nobody ever asked me
and
for
I won't
anything.
be turned off.
I love it. All right, coming up next, this is when the Fan After Dark officially kicks off. But more importantly, we're going to talk a little National Football League. What a week it's been. We've got lots to discuss. Where does Pat Mahomes keep his Super Bowl rings and keep his AFC Championship rings? Wouldn't you like to know? He'll tell you next. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, you want the scoop from the...
They say in order to remember something, you have to forget something else. Okay, now that is a very cute picture. That's like a little shag. I've never seen it before. Well, I mean, of course you have. So Rachel. Oh, is that your name? No, I mean like your name. No, I'm Jen. My name's Jen. Right, but I just mean like this is your haircut. But that's hair on your head. I'm not saying this is your hair. Okay, freaking me out a little bit.
that we were doing, last 2 hours of the G-Bag Nation. Now we've got the next 2 hours of Fan After Dark, and we are still Fred Davis, Blake Elliott, and the one, the only Khaki Kev behind the glass on the 1s, 2s, and 3s. And, of course, Blake doing one of his first live reads ever, got so excited, and maybe he's just sad because Juice is now a chicken, ripped the microphone off of
the handle,
the
arm.
There you go. Whatever this thing's called.
It's just plastic. The microphone is still intact.
The microphone's very much intact. It's a little plastic piece that we're going to try to manipulate here during the break and see if we can't fix it.
I was just excited, man.
No, you were.
Kevin goes, you got to do a read. And I snatched the mic.
Yeah,
and
you did.
I hear it snap, and it was half on. Midway through my read, it breaks off in my hand. Kept going, though.
That's tough. No, you wouldn't have known. I mean, I was in the bathroom listening to the read, and it sounded like we were at a pickleball.
Let's go.
Tournament, go. So
hopefully people want to go now.
I mean, if they don't, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, they did. Then if they don't want to go, they don't want to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you don't want to go to the pickler after that read, then you either A, have something going on so you can't logistically, or B, you just don't want to have fun.
You just don't like us,
and we're not even gonna be there.
No, we're gonna be on the radio.
Will we that day?
I don't know.
It's a great question. 877-881-105-10 if you're listening, text in the program. Let us know. Will we be on that day? We will be on tomorrow, 9 to midnight, Fan After Dark style. After
back-to-back days is not usual.
It's kind of a new thing for us here during Texas Ranger season. Now, of course, in a couple of weeks, we'll be on damn near the whole week because of the Major League Baseball All-Star game. Yeah. So
and that's Blake's final week for a while. Putting in some hours before I leave.
No, you'll be back. That's the first week you're back.
You just said next week.
No, I said in a couple weeks.
Oh.
I said in a couple weeks.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, you'll have just gotten back.
I come back on the 14th.
Day. Yeah, so that Monday, we're on that night from 7 to 11. In fact, that entire week, Monday through Thursday, we're on 7 to 11.
I had to be back. I had to schedule it around that. I tried to schedule my vacation where we weren't doing much.
Tim said, get out of here. You will be here. Hopefully everyone's had a fantastic Juneteenth holiday today. My question for a lot of you folks is, with Juneteenth falling on a Thursday, how many of you took Friday off and decided that you wanted to go with the 4-day holiday? Because it's one thing to do the 3-day holiday. The 4-day, now you can go somewhere. I mean, not to say you can't go somewhere on a 3-day, but a 4-day, like you can get some trouble in a 4-day.
You put in time to take off Wednesday, and you get Wednesday through Sunday off.
Maybe you get off early. If you know Thursday's a holiday, so you got Thursday off. If your job, acknowledges Juneteenth and says, all right, you can have that day off. And then do you take Friday off so that you've got the full 4-day?
I think that's smart,
right?
Or if you're at a spot that already gives you maybe a Friday off and you take a Wednesday off. And you got a long.
Well, now you're saying, hell, I mean, you might as well just take a whole trip at that point. I mean, you got 5 days. I mean, you're good to go on that front.
What's the best time for a vacation? Like what amount of time? A week? Under a week? 2 weeks? Obviously, I think it depends where you go. I think if you go out of the States, it needs to be more than a week because
it's got to be
because 2 of your days are travel.
I was going to say you need a day, especially with the
jet
lag and everything else. Yeah, you're going to need at least a day. 2 and a day fro.
Yeah.
And don't take Air India because you're jumping out of that flight.
I think in the States, I'm good with 5 to 7 days.
Yeah.
Out of the States, 7 to 10, 7 to 14, 10 to 14. 10 to 14.
I know when I go back home, I'm good for about 2, maybe 3 days.
Yeah.
And then I need to get
But yours is also a car trip. I think anytime I'm getting on a plane, I don't want to be back within 3 days. That feels worth it.
No, a flight. Trust me, I'm equally as like, let's get in and get out.
Oh, you want to go? But that's not a vacation. That sounds like a work trip.
I mean,
what are you trying to get in and get out from a vacation from?
Well, when you live outside of your family state, trust me, 2-3 days is max. About all I can say.
So, like, if I said you're going to go on a trip to California, you'd want to be there on the 17th.
California? No, I mean, now if I'm talking, Cali or anywhere that's not where I have to go see.
That's what I'm saying. Not that's not a vacation.
No, it's
that's
not.
Just going
it's
to
just
see your
I gotta
family.
Go see my kids.
I'm talking about a vacation. When was the last time you went on a vacation, Fred? Not seeing your family.
Man, it's been a while.
What is a while? 10 years, a year,
Easy.
5?
Easy.
Easy 10?
Easy 10.
Closer to 15?
Probably 10.
What was the last place you went?
Probably 10.
Wow.
I went to Orlando.
Just you?
No, it was a work trip. But it was a work / like we got to go do Disney World and the whole nine. So it was like there was a journalism conference there. Got to that was like 2 days, and then stuck around Walt Disney for a day.
877-881-1053. What was the last vacation that you went on? I will be leaving the States pretty soon and going to California for a wedding. So that's what's coming up on my
Are you in the wedding?
I'm not in the wedding. It's not like, it's more of like a friend adjacent. I'm not doing anything.
Tell you what, Target rich.
What do you mean?
Target rich environment.
Oh, no. I'm not even going to be at the wedding. It's my friend, one of my very good friends.
So you're not even going to the wedding?
No. One of my very good friends is also his birthday. Okay. And they're going to be out there for a wedding. And they're like inviting all of us to celebrate his birthday and do all the things. And then they're going to do the wedding one day. So like the wedding's just an excuse for us to be in Cali, if that makes sense. I'm not in the wedding at all.
Are you going to go to it at all?
No,
or
I have no reception. I have no involvement in the wedding. Zero.
You should crash it.
Now, I could do that. The only people that have involvement in the wedding are my good friend Clay, who's going, and his girlfriend Haley. Everybody else is going on the trip has no involvement in the wedding. They're all going for Clay's birthday.
I mean, you're going to be in town when the wedding goes down.
Correct.
And it's people your age?
Yeah. It's funny enough, the girl who's getting married is one of Haley's good friends, who's also my neighbor. Lives in the same apartment as me. I see her every once in a while.
You're not going to the reception? I mean, this is a layup, bro. I mean, what are we talking about right now? I mean, like the fact that I even have to.
Well, I'm not. What do you mean? I wasn't invited. I'm not just going to invite myself.
Who cares? The neighbor. Hey, you haven't said anything to the neighbor. Hey.
Well, it's not like I see her every day, and
but when
she's
you
getting married, I'm not.
Oh, you're not hitting on her. You just say, "Hey, congratulations. See you next month." Boom, done.
Why am I seeing you next month, Blake?
Because I'm going to be at your wedding.
I don't remember inviting you.
Oh, I'm there.
Oh, well, you.
Oh, you don't remember inviting me? Yeah. Oh, okay. Don't worry about it. Hey, guess what? Love the registry. We'll see you next month.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I don't really care to be at the wedding because the guy that she's.
Who cares about the guy? We're not there for the guy. We're there for the reception, man.
Well, if I get invited, I'll go.
You don't need the fact that you're not invited is even better.
You need an invitation to a reception, not a wedding.
Do you though? Do you? I've never been to a reception where they were taking tickets at the door.
So I'm supposed to just crash this? Why are you mad at me for not crashing this wedding?
I'm extremely mad at you for not crashing this wedding.
I didn't even cross my mind.
I feel like this is kind of
I am uber disappointed.
This is kind of like the making of Wedding Crashers Part 3 here.
I mean, seriously, this is
which hopefully Blake has seen.
Yes. Well, see, the problem is I hate saying this because I don't think they're listening, but if the off chances would be really awkward.
They're not.
Don't worry, this isn't live.
Do you really? I mean, we think your neighbor and her fiance are listening to Fan After Dark right now. I mean, God bless them if they do, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably not.
I have a hard time respecting the guy. And it makes
even better why you should go to this reception. I don't know what else to say to you right now.
I'm not a fan of a pick-me guy, and he's very much a guy that's like for the girls. Like he's like, why are we doing this, guys? Let's turn the game off. Let's turn on the Bachelorette for the girls. And it's like 24/7.
He's one of those?
24/7.
Oh, then even more
24/7.
You got to go.
All the guys that I'm referring to that are going on this trip have the same thought process as me.
Oh, then you need to go to this reception.
You really got to hope this guy ain't listening.
And you know what? Even if he is.
I mean, it is what it is.
877-881-1053. If you're listening, call into the show.
He knows who he is.
Call into the show.
You might have crashed a wedding from Dallas.
Seriously. I wish the wedding was in Dallas because I would crash it with you. Yeah. 100%.
And see the girl. Sweet girl.
God bless her. Sweet. You know what? God bless them. I hope they live in wedded bliss for the rest of their lives.
I will say I did see her carrying her laundry in a basket throughout the halls of the apartment complex. Not a good look. We have dryers in our apartment complex.
Okay, wait a minute. What? She was carrying wet laundry through the hallway? Did you ask why?
We made eye contact enough where I said, hey, don't we have? She said, it's just been a long day. I said, all right.
Really? So
all right.
We hang drying this? I mean, look, I
had a lot of questions. Why is he not doing this?
I have zero issue with hang drying clothes. Now, look,
if you live in a house, sure.
No. Well, I'm going to put it to you like this. I could do a masterclass
Wait,
on how to do
if
laundry.
she's hang drying, why is she walking somewhere? We have porches and balconies. If that's what they're doing, if they're hang drying.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
She walked out of her front door with a basket full of clothes.
That was already wet?
I mean, I didn't look that hard if it was wet or not. I just saw a basket full of clothes.
So then maybe she was just going to do laundry.
Why? We have washers and dryers in our apartment.
Oh.
That are built in. It's not even like ones you need to bring them. They are there day one.
Interesting. Okay, so now the plot thickens.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you said she was just walking through with clothes that she was coming back to the apartment with.
No,
I know what you meant.
No. And my head goes, why is he not doing it? Okay, maybe he's at work. What's wrong with the dryer? Just felt like,
Okay, see that's a nothing burger to me. Like if this woman wants to walk around, if this woman wants to walk around with a basket full of clothes, that's fine. I could care less. The fact that you,
so I should invite myself to the reception.
Oh, because he's not gonna say anything.
Oh, he knows.
And then she'll be like, oh, because look.
Oh, we've hung out in groups.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know who
like
they're gonna be so happy to see you. Like, oh my God, Blake, I can't believe you're here. Oh my God.
Would they?
Yeah. Oh,
we didn't invite him, but we're happy he's here.
Oh, absolutely.
Is that how receptions work? Oh my God, we forgot to invite Blake. Oh my God, I'm so glad he's here now.
Well, the fact that you're just bebopping around, drink in hand, make sure you look good, okay? Which I know you will.
You think I'm gonna fly to Cali and not be looking smooth?
Well, just don't be wearing no Juice WRLD shirts or something like that at the reception. But no, I'm just saying, like, if you're walking around with the drink in your hand, just hey, just talking people up.
Not to promote drinking on any level.
No, you drink at a reception.
No,
okay, you absolutely do.
I was just going to say that I've become a beer guy now. I was the biggest beer hater. Maybe it's just
next to me.
Maybe it's just because I like balling on a budget.
Your generation doesn't understand anymore.
No. I was a huge beer hater, but I don't mind now. I don't know what it is. Maybe just 26 on the horizon. I don't mind just being at a local bar, a local pub, if you will, and just having a beer in my hand and calling it a night. 1 or 2 beers, and I'm good. I
appreciate that.
I don't need to buy $15 cocktails left and right.
No,
I can spend under $10 and have a good night, or I can spend $75 and have a good night. And I'd rather choose a $10 option.
I mean, it's not a bad way to go.
So I just want to give you all that life update.
Well, so when are we going to know whether or not you go to this wedding or not?
Wedding's on the 12th, I want to say.
That's a Saturday.
July 12th, I want to say.
You can call in.
That's a Saturday.
Yeah. So the days before, we're hanging out as a friend group.
Yeah.
Doing some stuff in Cali, maybe going to Universal.
And Clay and his girlfriend are going to be there.
Clay and his girlfriend are 100% in the wedding. Yeah.
They're in the wedding.
I don't know about it. They're in the
Either way, who cares? Whatever. And then the reception, TBD.
Who knows?
You got to go to the reception. You've got to go to the reception.
Should I just plant my seed once I'm already in Cali and we're hanging out like, hey, reception, or should I kind of say something now?
I would say something to Clay first. Don't say anything to girlfriend. Say something to Clay. Like, hey, bro, I'm thinking about going to this.
Girlfriend already seems a little busy. Clay, she was like, come out early to Cali.
Yeah.
Because Clay's gonna have nothing to do. Or we're doing
even
wedding
better
setup stuff, bachelorette parties.
And I've met Clay. Clay's bad about it. So hey, I'm going to the, and you know what? Flip him a little gift card or something like that. Like,
gift card. Hey, here's a Best Buy gift card. It's been in my wallet. It's got like $12.50 on it.
You didn't come empty-handed. Yeah. All right. I mean, look, you could have given a McDonald's gift card or something like that.
6-pack of beer, called a day.
That's it.
What is the best gift that doesn't cost a lot of money that you can give someone?
Bottle of wine. Can't go wrong with a bottle of wine.
That's a great.
It's universal.
If they drink,
they drink, right? I mean, unless there's an AA coin being passed around at the beginning, obviously you wouldn't do that. But seriously, if they're having a good time, boom, give them a little something to drink tonight.
Bottle of wine.
How long are they gonna be in Cali? I mean, you don't know how long they're gonna be in Cali for, but something to drink tonight. Hey, let's have some fun.
I was gonna say air freshener.
Did you say air freshener? I mean, I don't know that there's a more humiliating / disrespectful gift that you could give to somebody than air freshener.
Who doesn't love a fresh air freshener?
Oh, so I stink is what you're telling me. Or my house stinks.
Maybe your car stinks is more.
So you're going to give him a car air freshener.
That's
what black ice? Is that what you're doing? You give him a pack of black ice is what you're doing.
I was thinking about the lemon one.
Yeah. Okay.
Vanilla?
Seriously, is that what we're doing? Should you give him some fuzzy dice while you're at it too, just in case?
Is that a bad just gift?
I mean, what are they? 18?
I don't know what's wrong with
it. You don't give a married couple air
I
freshener
wasn't
for their
talking
car.
about married couples. I was just talking about gifts in general to give people just because.
Well, I thought we were still talking about the married people.
I don't care about being
I
married.
thought we were talking about the married people.
No married
This dude
people.
said
over here.
air freshener.
It's City Boy season, baby. Text into the program.
This guy
if
said
it's City
air
Boy
freshener.
season.
All right. I promise you we will do. Let's do this. We come back, do a little 50-50 split. We got extra credit coming up tonight at 7:40. We got to come up with what our top 5 is going to be as well. That's going to go down at 8:20. Coming up next, what did Shedeur Sanders do? Where does Pat Mahomes keep his wedding, or not his wedding rings, keep his Super Bowl rings versus AFC Championship rings, and the latest edition of Khakis Kicks. Coming up next, don't go anywhere. This is 105 The Fan.
Late night for a reason.
A new way of life is evolving.
It's Fan After Dark.
hot summer special for your home or business at dfwsecurity.com.
dfwsecurity.com.
Back to the Fan After Dark on 105.3 The Fan. This segment is brought to you by the Frankels. If you've been injured in a car or truck wreck, call Frankel first, 214 or 817-333-3333. With Frankel and Frankel, there is never an out-of-pocket cost. They only get paid when you win. Frankel and Frankel, the go-to for car and truck wreck attorneys in Dallas.
What a read. My goodness. If you don't want to go out and buy a Chevrolet at this point or call the Frankels, I don't know what to tell you at this point. All right, I really don't. Call the Frankels. Do it now. We'll wait till the show's over. 877-881-1053, 877-881-1053. That is the Frankel and Frankel Injury Attorney text line. We're on till 9 o'clock. A little abbreviated show today. Again, a little mishmash, if you will, of G-Bag for 2 hours. And then, of course, Fan After Dark for the other two. I'm Fred. That's Blake. I feel like I have bullied him into going to this reception.
I just read a bunch of the texts. Half the people are saying you should come with me to Cali and crash the wedding. The other half are saying do not listen to Fred and do not crash the wedding.
Absolutely.
And then some people said she was washing away the evidence with the washing of the clothes, leaving the house.
That's outsider thinking.
You know,
that's somebody who's been cheated on thinking like that. I didn't even think of that.
Well, it crossed my mind that there was something nefarious afoot, and that's why she was walking out. But at the same time, I mean, don't you think the wedding would have been canceled by now had something like this happened?
Or she was good enough, and that's why the wedding's still going on, because I was the only one that saw her.
Yeah, but I feel like we'd know, though. I mean, if the dude's gone.
If that's the case, then Blake, you're next.
Wait. What do you mean the dude's gone?
Oh, you saying she cheated?
I don't know. Fred is confused on who you're talking about.
Whoa! Hey,
nobody.
What are we talking about here?
Nobody threw the C word around here. I was just going off the text line that she was washing away.
Are they suggesting evidence of what?
Evidence
of what?
You know, whatever you need.
Bodily fluids?
Whatever you need to wash clothes for late at night, and maybe not do it in your own house.
Good. I tell you what, if she's doing that at the crib, ballsy.
Maybe hubby was gone for a week.
Even ballsier.
But at that point, why not just wash it in the crib?
That's what I'm saying. Like, who cares at that point? I mean, what are we keeping? I mean, if you're gonna freaky deek in your own place, the only thing I ask is let's have the pictures turned down. Okay,
pictures. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I've said too much. All right. Around the NFL, here we go. Of course, the Kansas City Chiefs finished up their mini camp today, and of course, it was asked yesterday. And look, you're going to ask silly, fun questions. We're having
What's
fun.
Your favorite movie?
Yeah, exactly. What do you think of that $1 million you paid to that girl? So they asked Patrick Mahomes, where do you keep your Super Bowl rings versus your AFC Championship rings? And he said, one set of rings I keep in the safe, the other rings I keep on top of the safe.
I'm guessing on top of the safe is the championship rings.
The AFC Championship rings. So I used to do a radio show back in the day with Ted Johnson, who won 3 Super Bowls
Why is he keeping it in the safe? Just in case people were to break in? Or
he's already had his house broken into once.
Yeah, I guess. Because I was going to say the only people that would be there are people you trust, but the break-ins.
The Chilean Nationals already robbed his house and Travis Kelce's.
But they can just grab the safe, no?
I'm guessing it's probably a large safe that's probably built into the wall,
rather
maybe.
than like one that you have at a hotel.
I don't think he bought this at Walmart. I don't think this one.
Just the one you pick up like a microwave.
This is probably one that you have again built into the structure of your home.
You look at it and you don't know it's a safe.
That's it. I'd like to think
you're just hitting a wall.
That's
no idea it's a safe.
100%. Now he did say on top of the safe for where he keeps his other rings.
Well, so then you got to think you can see the top of the safe.
Unless he's got it like in a closet somewhere. I would imagine.
If I'm Patrick Mahomes and I got that much money, I'm thinking like Batman. Like I'm building like a lair. It's
well, who's to say he doesn't have one?
You can't even get to the safe. You won't even know where to even start to look at. It's gonna be in the fridge. You jump in the freezer and open a door and you fall. Yeah, I mean, if that's me.
Well, he's got a pond. Like the house he's got in Kansas City. There's like he's got like 3 holes for golf. He's got like a 50-yard football field. Yeah. And then I want to say he's got a man-made pond that you can fish in the back. So yeah, just little stuff here and there.
He has a house in Texas too, right?
He's got I'm sure if you're Mahomes, because I want to say does he live here in DF-Dub?
I want to say so. Yeah.
I want to say he's got a house here in DF-Dub.
And then just goes to Kansas City when it's season.
And then he's got the house in Kansas City and then the house in DF-W, and I'm sure he's got Sure, he's got a timeshare somewhere.
Fun fact, I've met Patrick Mahomes.
What's that?
What'd you say?
I said, fun fact, I have met Patrick Mahomes before.
You've met him?
Yeah.
Where?
In White Settlement.
The plot thickens.
He came
Who's he with, his mom?
He came to Brewer High School to conduct a practice with a bunch of recruits. Bo Scarborough was there as well.
Oh,
And
the Alabama running back that we all thought was going to be some sort of freak of nature.
The Cowboys signed.
This was pre-Madden cover, pre-Super Bowls, Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, well, hell, I mean, it could have only been year 1 or year 2 then.
Yeah,
hell, year 3, he was in the Super Bowl.
It was pretty young, but we met Patrick Mahomes. He had a bunch of recruits, a bunch of guys that we probably didn't know at the time that we would know now.
What did you say to him?
Well, so they was like conducting their own practice, and they let all of us watch from the sidelines, and then we all took a group. Because it was, once word spread around the football team, varsity JV guys, everybody was showing up. So it wasn't like I'm like solo watching, but we all took a picture.
There you go.
So you got a personal pick or was it a group pick with the team?
It was a group pick because, he's trying to get in and get out. Because it was an open field. Like, he didn't even practice on our game field. He just took the first grassy middle school field. It was kind of crazy.
What kind of dog he is. He doesn't need anything special. Tell you what. But, I mean, the fact he was in White Settlement tells you all you need to know about Pat Mahomes.
Over Alito, too.
Seriously, let's talk about it. All right. So, look, my boy Teddy J, I asked him, I said, where's your AFC? Because he was talking about a Super Bowl ring. Because he had one. He brought one in one day, and we were talking about it on the show. And I said, where's your AFC rings at? And he goes, I have no idea.
Wow.
He goes, nobody's playing for AFC rings. Like, most players, they could care less. You're there for one reason. You're there to win a Super Bowl. So, anywho. And then, of course, the news that broke out of Cleveland, which this tells you all you need to know about how this is the time of year we're in. Shador gets clocked doing 101 in a 60. And then, of course, in typical Colin Cowherd fashion, I don't need my quarterbacks doing 100 miles an hour. Bro, look. What car are you in nowadays that isn't going 100 miles an hour? Mm-hmm. I mean, seriously, the way cars are now, and anybody that's driven anywhere on a major freeway, I mean, you're doing 80, 90 miles an hour in a Nissan Sentra, for crying out loud, okay? This isn't your grandpa's Hyundai from the 80s, all right?
He's definitely driving a Lambo.
I was going to say, and plus, my guess is he's probably driving something nice that you barely have to put your foot on the accelerator and, you're bebopping down the road.
Is the same guy on the left that we were talking about earlier?
Sam Howell is what that is, a.k.a. Field Yates. So there you go.
So who was the guy we saw in the blue suit then?
That's Field Yates. Same guy.
Looks good with long hair, by the way.
That's the same guy?
Same dude.
Did he change suits?
Same dude. No, I just think maybe you're colorblind or it's just different TV. So there you have it.
Wow. Well, also, I got some NFL news for you guys. ESPN released their all-century team.
Yes.
I'm not going to go through the whole list. We'll do that another time. But the one that I got the most...
Quarter-century team
was the running back position.
I'm sure a lot of people are up in arms over this selection.
Derrick Henry, third running back selected. Christian McCaffrey, second. The first team running back with Randy Moss, Tom Brady, Calvin Johnson, Zach Martin. The running back selected by ESPN was none other than Chiefs player Priest Holmes.
There you go.
Over LaDainian Tomlinson.
Stand up, University of Texas.
Adrian Peterson. No, Priest Holmes.
I think we know why. I think Adrian's off the field issues. I mean, we've just recently seen him in a fisticuffs at a card game in Houston, which I've heard from, and I've got a buddy of mine that's in the card game business over in H-Town. I've heard Adrian's not the best poker player in the world, but you're right. Priest Holmes as a quarter-century choice, kind of a wild pick, especially when, as I told you earlier, I don't know that he would even be the first team in the Chiefs, considering you've had Jamal Charles for a hot run as well. All right, let's, you know what time it is. Time for a little bit of Khakis Kicks. The khackiest of the khaki, the one, the only, Mr. Khaki Kevin Walker.
Just reading the Solos text, by the way, they're saying he was in a F-150.
Who was that?
Shador.
Okay, I mean, that's...
Again,
not out of the realm of possibility whatsoever.
Well, if this is your first time tuning in for Khakis Kicks, please do text in what you're wearing. We're going to go around the room and talk about what we're wearing on our feet. Jordans, Nikes, Vans, skateboarding shoes, work boots, whatever you got going
on.
Moccasins, all of the above. Text it in. We'll talk about it. I'll go around the room real quick. Fred Davis, I could take a guess. What are you wearing today?
Same shoe I've always got on, my Nike Freeze. Except these are the all black version.
Oh, okay. Switching it up a little bit today.
That's right. So,
Blake?
All black Nike Freeze.
Blake is wearing his new favorite shoe that he got online for $30. The knockoff Birkenstocks on my feet in the sand colorway. I advise anyone who does not have a pair of Boston clogs to get you a pair. Very versatile, whether it's casual, dress it up, beach time. It's a great summer shoe. I mean, it's a summer shoe for the guys.
Versatile.
And it's versatile. So I'm in love with these.
I'm over here rocking the New Balance 2002 Rs, which I have just...
These are the ones you got in San Antonio?
Yeah, I just keep going back to them. I just keep going back to them, which I normally don't wear shoes over and over and over again. These ones I do. They're really comfortable.
Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you just have to.
Just don't recycle too many times. I figured that out the hard way. Okay, continue.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Recycle too many times?
Like what, wash them?
Yeah. It's another reference.
Okay, we'll revisit that another time. I want to mention a topic today. We're not doing a list today, just a topic. I want the Tolos to be very interactive and text in. I'm gonna play a little bit of audio here because I want to provide some context. So this is Complex Sneakers with Joe LaPuma. He brings in celebrities and athletes and all things alike, and he'll let them tour around. But this time, in this episode they most recently did, he did a giveaway with the creator Ty Lil. I want you all to listen to it real quick.
2017 Kith LeBron Rose Gold Christmas Day Super Rare.
You got
from New York. I have a present for you. These are Kith LeBron 15s, 2017. They're a little big.
Nah, it don't matter.
Package.
Open this.
This package.
Just open it.
This package.
Open it.
There's only 50 made. Friends and family from Ronnie from Kith. This was my personal collection, and I want to give it to you.
I'm gonna add this to my Braun collection, but this right here is definitely so far the most unique and best gift I've got. So thank you so much.
Man. I appreciate it.
So a little bit of context there. He was given the Kith LeBron, as he was talking about, 1 of 50, Friends and Family edition. So it kind of sparked an idea in my head. I wanted to do top shoes, cleats, or footwear that you would want from any sports moment in history. We'll get to that list. I do have a couple of headlines, so while you're thinking on it, while you got some ideas creeping into your head, I'll go over a couple of headlines, and then we'll revisit those. So I wanted to talk about some Kobe's. It's going to be really popular for the headline today. Protro 6 Total Orange, or I guess you could really just call them the WNBA colors. They're going to be the all-orange ones with the silver swoosh on them. Everyone loves Kobe 6s, especially when they're Protro. They're coming out July 18th, so I guess technically a little bit less than a month. During the WNBA All-Star Weekend, I imagine that these, because they're Kobe's, they're going to be popular because Kobe was synonymous with the WNBA and that orange hoodie making it so popular. I'd imagine these are going to be definitely a high-selling commodity. And then more on the Kobe news, Nike's sneakers app has done a little bit of teasing, and they've released they're going to be doing a Kobe vault. Now, not everything is known exactly what is going to be in this vault, but typically when a brand does a vault, Nike does them sometimes, it's just going to be bringing back stuff that hasn't came back in a while, some stuff that people absolutely love. Yeah. It could be the Grinches, it could be the reverse Grinches. They could run it back with the All-Star 2.0s. When it comes to Kobe's, it can be anything and everything. Well, they've already teased a little bit of the Kobe 5 Year of Mamba All Black edition, the player edition that he had. It's the Kobe Black, and it's the 5, and it has the snake wrapped around it. They're really fire looking. No price, no date. It's just going to be something to keep your eye out on because Nike's really, they love to do these vaults and then drop stuff on us before we even have a chance to think. Now, again, I mentioned it to the Tolos. We're going to revisit this now. Top sneakers, cleats, or footwear that you would want from any sports moment in history. Fred Davis, what do you got?
Oh, give me the Jordans after he knocks down the knocks down the jumper over Byron Russell. Were those were the Jordan 13s.
I think they were 14s.
What's that?
I thought they were 14s.
Were they the 14s?
I think they might have been the 14s.
I think they're the 14s. You know why I think they're the 14s? Because my first pick is going to be the Jordan 6-pack, the Dynasty pack that sold for over $8 million last year. The 6s, the 7s, the 8s, the 11s, the 12s, and the 14s, all signed and game worn in the clinching game of each series. That'd be my number one pick.
I'm almost 99% sure that they were the Jordan 13s. They were not the Jordan 4. He was not wearing the Jordan 14s in the finals.
Okay. My pick is going to be two shoes that actually look quite similar. They both have a black base with gold accents. One's a strap, one's a gold Nike swoosh. They're both Nike athletes. It is Kyrie Irving and his Kyrie 2s. This is the shoes he was wearing when he hit the 13s.
They were the 14s.
Or 14s, I mean.
I'll be damned.
This is the shot. These are the shoes that Kyrie had when he hit the 3 over Steph Curry for them to win the NBA Finals when they make the 3-1 comeback. And then also in the same silhouette, black 11, the Kobe 11 fade to black. This is the shoe that Kobe wore for his final game ever stepped on an NBA court.
Those are both good picks. I personally had the Kyrie 2s for that famous shot. I have that in my list as well. I grew up loving the Kyrie 2s. So let's go ahead to the text line here before we get out of here. 469 Barry Bonds home run number 73 cleats. Those are good. That's a good pick.
That is a good pick.
Let's see. 817 the Santana Moss cleats beating Dallas in the last 2 minutes. So
say that again. Who was it?
The Santana Moss cleats beating Dallas in the last 2 minutes.
Okay.
Damn.
No, that's another good pick. And then from the last one we'll do here, from the 405, the flu game 13s.
Well, let's see if Fred and Kevin have a flu game, because coming up next, we've got a time to turn our brains on. If you're those two, extra credit coming up next.
Coming up Friday morning on Sean and RJ. Sean and Bobby are back. We have the full show together.
Okay, now that is a very cute haircut. That's like a little shag. I've never seen that before. Well, it's the Rachel. Oh, is that your name? No, I mean like your name. No, I'm Jen. My name's Jen. Right, but I just mean like this is your haircut. But that's hair on your head. I'm not saying this is your hair. Okay, yeah, a little bit.
Equinox, and more. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com. This is Texas. This is Classic Chevrolet. Take a little drive, relax, and enjoy the difference based on new Chevy registrations 2023 and 2024.
Let's get it jumping. It's time for Extra Credit. This is a time where Blake asks some questions. You guys answer on the text line, and Fred and Kevin make a mockery of themselves. It's my favorite time of the week where we get to educate everybody. And since today is Juneteenth, no better day than to do a little Black History and Juneteenth
with
quiz.
Two white-ass dudes.
I can think nothing better, because at the end of the day, what will happen? We'll be educated.
We absolutely will.
We'll know more.
We sure will.
I'm not going to be judging too hard. I just want everyone to learn. So we're going to write Fred, we're going to write Kevin, and then Kevin's going to play that intro. Ring the bell.
Fred
and Blake.
It's a merry-go-round, you dumbass. Do you need the dumb in front of the dumbass?
I did his homework. Not like he bullied me. It's kind of redundant.
Okay.
I've never even heard that word in my life.
But as my own personal form of punishment, I figured out how you're going to earn that extra credit.
All right, let's go. Here we go.
I feel like I'm walking out the tunnel when that intro's playing, I'm getting ready. I got my headphones on. I'm ready to shoot. Well, it's time for you guys to shoot your shot and figure out if you know more than the person sitting across from you. Kevin, how ready are you? Not ready at all.
Not ready at all.
Fred, how ready are you?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. Who would like to go first?
Me. Let's get this thing started. We need some bed music. There we go. Boom.
Y'all built this. Sure. Y'all know how it works.
By the way, I've got the top 5 as well.
Yeah. Okay. Frederick Davis.
Here we go.
What does Juneteenth,
the day slavery ended,
specifically commemorate?
The day slavery ended in the United States of America. Let's go, Fred.
The signing of the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah.
B, the start of the Civil War. C, the day enslaved people in Texas learned they were free. D, the end of segregation.
C, wasn't it?
That is correct.
That's it.
On June 19th, 1865, Union troops told the last enslaved people in Texas they were free. Yeah, I'm not going to read the rest of that because it kind of gives away another answer.
Uh-oh.
Kevin, what U.S. president officially made Juneteenth a federal holiday?
Ooh.
Would you like me to read the answer choices?
Yes.
A, Barack Obama. B, Donald Trump. C, Joe Biden. D, George W. Bush.
I'm going to say Barack Obama.
Ooh. Went for the one black obelisk. That is in.
Well, I can mark out 2 of them.
I'm going to take an educated guess here.
I mean, look, if you're going to guess anybody, that would have been the one to go with.
I wasn't guessing 2 recent ones.
Well, that is not the correct answer. Fred, do you want to steal?
Is it Biden?
Joe Biden. Joe Biden signed into law in 2021, making Juneteenth the first new federal holiday since MLK Day.
There you go.
In 1983. So Fred is up 2-1.
That's it.
Or 2-0, excuse me.
2-0.
Fred, what does the word Juneteenth combine?
June and the number 19. 19th.
Correct.
I mean, tell you what.
Kevin, where did Juneteenth originate? Want the answer choices?
Originate? What do you mean by, can you specify originate?
As in a state.
Can you use it in a sentence?
What state did it originate in?
Yeah, give me the answer choices.
Georgia, Mississippi, Texas, South Carolina.
Texas.
Let's go. Kevin Walker, 3-1.
Boom.
Frederick.
Yes, sir.
What color is most associated with Juneteenth celebrations?
Ooh, what color?
I would be lying to you. This one is a little tough. I'm not gonna act like this one's a layup. The first 4 were layups. This one is where it's
this one's where it gets a little dicey.
You want the
let's get some choices in the mix.
Green, red, yellow, blue.
Oh, there's so many good choices there. Green, red, yellow. You know, my heart says green. I'm going with green.
Incorrect.
I'm gonna go with yellow.
Ooh, missed the layup. It was red. Red is using.
How's that a layup?
No.
You just said it wasn't a layup.
No. Missed the layup on his part. I thought green and red would be the 2 obvious choices. Red is used in food, flags, and symbolism to honor African traditions and the resilience of African Americans. All right, whose turn is it?
Khaki Kev.
Khaki Kev? Okay. Kevin, what popular Juneteenth dish... This is nobody better than you get this. What popular Juneteenth dish is red as a nod to Western African heritage? You want me to read the answer choices?
Yes, please.
Kevin's gonna be like, should we be answering these questions?
A, collard greens. 10 points if you can tell me what that is. B, red velvet cake.
I'm gonna guess pig's feet.
C, fried catfish. D, cornbread.
You said it's a red food?
What popular Juneteenth dish is red as a nod to West African heritage?
So you got cornbread.
They make it red.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So what were the choices one more time?
Fried catfish, cornbread, collard greens, red velvet cake.
I'm going to say... I don't know. I guess I'll go collard greens.
Incorrect.
That's a tough call if you're going to try to make collard greens red. I'm going to go with cornbred.
Incorrect.
What?
That was my other one, too.
The correct answer was red velvet cake. Red
but it's already red. What do you mean they're going to make it red?
That doesn't make sense.
I'm just telling you what it says on here.
Is this a chat GPT situation?
It is. All right, Frederick.
Yeah.
What year did the last enslaved people in Texas actually find out they were free? A, 1863. B, 1865. C, 1870. D, 1859.
I mean, 1865 is when they signed the Emancipation Proclamation, correct?
I don't know. You tell me.
What was it? What was C?
1870.
I'm going with C.
Incorrect.
Son of a
Kevin.
Son of a
1863, 1865, 1870, or 1859?
1863.
Incorrect.
It's 1865, isn't it?
Correct answer was 1865. It was June 19th, 1865, over 2 years after slavery was officially abolished. Is when people in Texas found out they were free. Kevin, who was the president when the Emancipation Proclamation was issued? Another president question for you.
Come on, you know that one.
That would be Abraham Lincoln.
Let's go, Kevin Walker. Hopefully, if you're listening right now, you've learned some, or maybe you knew all these questions beforehand. Fred, what was the original flag of Juneteenth designed to resemble? A, the Nigerian flag. The fact this is on. B, the Confederate flag. C, a bursting star and sunrise over a new horizon. Or D, a broken chain.
I'm going to go with a broken chain.
Incorrect. Kevin?
Nigerian flag.
Incorrect.
See?
It was a bursting star and sunrise over a new horizon. The star represents Texas and the burst represents a new beginning. Whose turn?
Khaki Kevs.
Kevin, why didn't the Emancipation Proclamation immediately free all slaves? A, it was legally binding, B, no one believed it. C, it only applied to Confederate states and many ignored it. Or D, Abraham Lincoln changed his mind.
C.
Let's go. Kevin ties it up with that one. Fred.
Yes, sir.
Which U.S. city hosts one of the largest Juneteenth celebrations? Do you want the answer?
I absolutely do.
Atlanta, Los Angeles, Houston, or Charleston?
Ooh.
One of the largest Juneteenth celebrations.
I see what they did with the Charleston there, because Atlanta is kind of what I'm thinking. But then when you throw in Charleston, I'm thinking, it's a very odd city to throw in of all the places.
I'm just reading the answer choices.
I know you are. I feel like they're trying to throw me off a little bit. Hotlanta.
People are answering on the text line. They're getting on the Twitch.
Hotlanta.
Incorrect, but it's shout out to Luis Rios who did get the question right. Don't look at the Twitch. Okay.
I'm not.
Kevin?
My guess is going to be. I'm gonna go and say Charleston.
Ooh, so close. And Fred, you're gonna want to stay in DFW after this one because the answer was Houston.
Yeah, and see the thing, I'm gonna. Where I have a question about this. I figured if it was
Houston, Fred was going to say it.
Well, and that's my thing. I've been in Houston the last 3, summers. I don't remember them having some larger-than-life Juneteenth deal.
You just didn't get it. Wasn't your For You page. You didn't get the invite.
It's Houston. My algorithm still shows what's going on in Houston. I ain't seen anything about Juneteenth.
We're moving
being
on to the next
bigger
question.
than anything else.
Kevin,
I bet you Atlanta's popping on Juneteenth.
What was, in quote, General Order Number 3 read on Juneteenth? A, a Confederate surrender. B, the official announcement that slavery had ended in Texas. C, a proclamation for land ownership. And D, a declaration of war.
Okay, what was the question one more time?
What was, in quote, general order number 3 read on Juneteenth?
I'm going to go with C.
Incorrect. It was not a proclamation for land ownership.
All right, read me the other A, B, and D.
A Confederate surrender, the official announcement that slavery had ended in Texas.
B. Let's go!
4-3. We're getting down to the wire. We're getting down to the last couple minutes. Kevin, which beverage?
Actually, it's my turn.
Oh, is it? Is it?
Yeah. He had the last one.
Okay.
He said C, and I stole it with B.
Fred.
Yeah, but didn't Blake say the answer before you said it?
Did I?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
How?
No, okay, never mind then.
No, he read yours, and I said, give me A, B, and D.
Hey, there will be no mockery of the host.
That's it.
Fred,
I did get it wrong last time.
What was that?
He's still mad because ChatGPT screwed him on the last one. So he's a little right. He's a little right. He's a little right because the last time, and he's not wrong.
Last 2 minute report.
I'm still winning though.
Go ahead, Fred. What theme is most often celebrated during Juneteenth events? Love and marriage, freedom and progress, taxes and justice, war and peace.
Freedom and progress.
All right,
go.
Kevin, you need to get this one to stay alive. I'm going to give you a layup right here. I'm giving you a layup right here.
No woman, no cry.
Kevin, which beverage is a staple to many traditional Juneteenth gatherings? A, Kool-Aid, B, lemonade, C, red soda or hibiscus punch, or D, sweet tea?
Does it matter what color of Kool-Aid?
I think it would, but it doesn't specify.
Because I would say red.
I'm more of a grape guy.
I don't think you can go wrong with either one.
Nana used to throw down some grape Kool-Aid and the red mixed together. What? Okay.
I'm gonna
Is
go
it fruit punch or cherry though? That's the real question.
All right, what are the answer choices again?
Fruit punch or sweet tea, lemonade, Kool-Aid, red soda, or hibiscus punch?
I'm gonna go with E, Fanta.
Red soda.
What a pull!
Let's go, Kevin!
What a pull by Kevin.
Fred, what genre of music is commonly highlighted in Juneteenth parades? A, country, C, EDM, D, D, reggae, or B, gospel and jazz?
Okay, did you just go D to B?
I did.
Are we jumping all over here or what?
We are.
Yeah, okay, I know it's not country. What were the other 3 choices?
EDM, reggae.
Did you say EDM? Really? ChatGPT, I'll tell you what, you guys have gone too far.
What it says.
So it's either reggae or what?
Gospel and jazz.
Ooh, that's tough. Reggae or gospel and jazz. And this is I'm going to go with gospel and jazz.
And Fred Davis is our honorary Juneteenth member today with a 6-4 win over White Settlement.
Am I invited to the cookout? Am I invited to the cookout now?
Is Fred invited to the cookout? And what did Mark Stein have to say about Cooper Flagg's visit? All of that next at the top of the hour on The Fan After Dark.
Time to put the kiddos down and turn your radio up.
Pepper Lady.
What are they? Cinnamon Sisters?
Hazel Babes.
Saffron Squad?
Nutmeg Maiden? No.
Nutmeg Maiden.
I just said that. Was it Spice Girls?
Doesn't sound right.
Was it Saffron Squad?
Look, obviously, if you were hoping to see the Rangers salvage series with the Royals today, you didn't get to see that. You had a bullpen day again. Once again, bats just couldn't come alive, and as a result, 4-1 is the final score. The Royals take the 3-game sweep from your Texas Rangers. They get back on the road tomorrow. I'm guessing they fly out tonight as they take on the Pittsburgh Pirates for a 3-game set. That starts tomorrow. And, of course, I want to say first pitch is, 5 o'clock, something like that, 4:45, somewhere in that ballpark?
Can I ask a side question?
You can ask a side question.
What do you think the seating arrangements are on the Rangers plane? Who do you think sits next to each other? 877-881-1053. Who sits next to Adolis Garcia?
I would think Adolis sits by himself.
Okay, by himself kind of guy, El Bombi.
But you got to remember, think about it. You've got, it's a large plane, all right? So everybody's going to have their own row.
You think no one's sitting by themselves? Or next to each other, excuse me.
I doubt it. Maybe you might get some, guys that are the call-ups.
Okay, who do you think just sitting around each other then? What do you think the friend groups are?
I would imagine the pitchers are probably all sitting amongst themselves. So I knew a gal who was part of the Royals charter a couple years ago, and I remember her talking about Zach Greinke.
Oh, what a name!
So Zach Greinke sat by himself. You know what, Zach Greinke, who may or may not be.
That was Greinke.
Greinke, tomato.
That's the most made sense thing I've ever heard in my life.
What's that?
That he sits by himself.
Oh, yeah,
well, but
he's
you got to remember, though, too, but think about it. 2 years ago, he's a 15-year veteran at that point. You know what his meal of choice was?
Mince meat.
Close. Plain cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
No ketchup, no mustard, no pickles, straight up airplane cheeseburgers.
I'm not far off. Just throw some bacon and a little grilled onions on there.
Look,
a little barbecue sauce for good
measure. Think about
it.
We eat cheeseburgers almost weekly here on Fan After Dark. I do. That's
I don't think you've ever seen me eat a cheeseburger.
Now that I think about it, no, I haven't. It's a great point. I wanted to go ahead and just lump you into that category as well. But no, I would. Look, you're going to have your veterans probably sit in the back. Your newer guys probably sit in the front. Your coaching staff sits in the front.
You think Leiter and Rocker sit next to each other? Vandy boys?
I could see them sitting in the same row.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Rocker probably wants to sit by him. That's a big dude anyway. He's every bit of 6'5", 230, 240. So, yeah, you ain't trying to squeeze in next to Kamar Rocker.
Josh Young and Jonah Heim next to each other. I always want to group them together as like a little...
Just because they're the same name?
Yeah. Josh and Jonah.
Corey Seager probably gets his own row.
If somebody were to sit next to him, who would it be, though?
Who sits next to Corey Seager? I would say maybe Osuna.
Simeon.
The young guy. Simeon's getting his own row. I
don't hate the Simeon, though.
Look, now that he's hitting again, absolutely not.
Corey's like, all right.
Yeah,
and now actually Simeon's kicking Seager out of the road.
I was going to say, Seager needs to sit up front with Boach or Brett Boone or somebody. This dude can't hit his way out of a wet paper sack right now.
I could see Seager sitting with like a young guy, like as a vet kind of move.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's why I think maybe Osuna.
I was thinking maybe Wyatt. Him and Wyatt.
Wyatt's in year 3 now? No,
2.
He's
in year 2. Last year was his rookie year. Dude, he was in Florida
yeah, but he had a cup of coffee the year before that.
Ago.
But he was on the playoff team the year before that, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't. Zero time. That was Evan Carter who got pulled up.
That's Evan Carter.
Evan Carter got pulled up. They win the World Series. That summer, while that's happening, Wyatt's on the Florida Gators.
Man,
and the next season he's
funny.
on the
that's
team.
Right, that's right. Because I remember being in Dallas for the opening day last year, and I want to say he was at bat in the bottom of the 8th or 9th or whatever. It could have been a tying run. I can't remember what it was, but that was a year ago. That was a year ago. You're right.
And Evan Carter's in year 2.
Wyatt's sitting by him. Now Wyatt's sitting by himself. He's earned that. Ain't nobody sitting next to Wyatt Langford.
He's doing film.
Hell, he's damn near one of the most consistent, if not the most consistent guy you've had this year so far.
Pacers up 28-20 in Game 6 of the NBA Finals, looking to force a Game 7. Just under 2 to go in the first. Leading scorers so far for Indy, 2 guys with 8. Both guys off the bench. Obi Toppin and Andrew Nembhard both with 8 points. Pascal Siakam right behind them with 7. And if you're wondering, Blake, what about their 2 best players, Miles Turner and Tyrese Halliburton? Miles Turner, 9 minutes, 1 point. Tyrese Halliburton, 8 minutes, 4 points. And he's already made a field goal in this game, so he already is doing better than last game where he had 0 made field goals. He is playing through the calf strain. Tyrese Halliburton has recorded a bucket. He's got 4 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist as they are up 6 points over the Thunder in Game 6.
Miles Turner is at a +9, though, so far through 9 minutes of action. So,
SGA with only 4 points so far. J-Dub leading the scoring for them with 7 points. He's also the only person that shot the ball. Actually, I was going to say that shot the ball so many times, but SGA has also shot the ball 6 times now. He's 2 of 6. J-Dub 3 of 6. Only 1 made 3 so far for the Thunder. It was Andrew Wiggins. It was Aaron Wiggins, who I almost took a parlay on hitting the 3, but I didn't, and he did it in the first quarter, so it would have been smart.
Well, it's funny you say that because that's been the difference. That really is the difference right now. It's just the 3-point shooting because you've got only 1 from OKC, whereas right now Indiana's already knocked down 5.
Dude, Oklahoma City has sucked all playoffs in 3-point shooting.
Neither one of these teams have been great shooting the rock from downtown.
Well, the Pacers have been good in the playoffs. They've been the number 1 team in the playoffs, and in the finals they've sucked. But in the playoffs, they've been good. The Thunder have been bad all playoffs for shooting the 3. They've been getting teams with their defense, running out in transition. But right now, neither of these teams have shot the ball well from 3 in the finals. Really just been defense, a little bit of clutchness, and then even in Game 4, you saw the Pacers had a chance, and it was a 2-point game, and the Thunder just turned the throttle on, and Andrew Nembhard had like 9 turnovers and missed shots in a row, and we're at where we're at now.
And I know this is sacrilege to NBA folks, at least some anyway, is guess what? You haven't had
the free throw line.
You haven't had teams jacking up threes every time down the court, and it's been enjoyable basketball to watch. Yeah, they did.
SGA just put his elbow in Nembhard's throat.
Well, not that foul. That wasn't the foul that he's up there.
They didn't give him a foul for that?
Not for that one, no.
I mean, there should have been a foul on SGA.
He don't care.
Put his forearm in his throat.
He don't care. I think it's been refreshing to see playoff basketball, and I think it's been refreshing to see how, you've had to see teams actually use real offense that doesn't involve jacking up threes.
This is looking like an NFL team running routes. Did you just see they just set screens for the guy to run through? It's interesting. This is just completely different basketball than we saw last year. Like the Celtics and Mavs were both 2 teams that had like 5 guys at all times that could just go get a bucket. Yeah. Now, whether they scored or not is different. But the Thunder and the Pacers just play so much different brands of basketball than the Celtics and the Mavs. So interesting dichotomy of how things are going.
Real quick, George Sedano said this on G-Bag. I think it was yesterday, and I thought it was probably one of the best things I've heard. This series, for the casual fan, yes, probably not.
Probably super boring. I'll be honest.
But from a basketball perspective, this has been a great series to watch if you enjoy just watching good basketball.
Well, more good basketball is there to come in Dallas. Let's have a little bit more Cooper Flag mania. I promise you guys this audio. Mark Stein of DLLS and All City Sports. We know he covers the Dallas Mavericks, senior NBA writer and reporter. He got on the pod this morning, and he broke down all things Cooper Flag visit and what it was like.
Component. The way it was described to me was that he wanted to go for a full hour. He wanted to, he wanted to go ahead and do a draft workout, and it was a huge organizational presence that got to watch him, and the work impressive. That's just all I kept hearing. Impressive. He is the modern NBA forward that every team wants. He can do so many things. He can handle. We'll see how he shoots it in the NBA, but I have to say the early rumbles I've heard that, shot looks pretty damn good from what they're saying on the streets. He's got size, strength, just a very versatile young man. And I think Summer League, again, in some
the streets are saying he's got a shot. So Mark Stein hearing all good things.
I mean, why do we act? I guess all I'm going to say is this. And again, you guys already know where I stand on this. Like, what are we pretending like we didn't see in college from? Like, why are we acting like this is some revelation when it comes to Cooper Flag?
What do you mean?
Like, I guess the idea that, the organization was taken aback or overwhelmed by how great he was. Like,
Well, because he's a super raw prospect, second youngest guy in college basketball last year. So I think you know how good he is, but it's different seeing him in person.
Every level he's been at. Like, what are we? I mean, this is the same kid that at 17 years old more than held his own against the best basketball players in the world, and every NBA guy that was there came away saying, this dude's the real deal.
Just seeing it with your own eyes.
I mean, I guess, I mean, did they not watch the NCAA tournament?
Are you saying you don't like these comments? What are you saying? I'm confused.
No, I mean, I guess I'm taken aback at how there's this just sheer surprise almost in the way he's talking. I don't see a surprise. I mean, it sounds like it to me.
Okay.
And maybe I thought that's what we already knew about Cooper Flagg. And maybe this is new reporting, I guess. I don't know, because like you said, none of this surprises me. Like, if you watched him I watched him during the college season. I watched him in the NCAA tournament. Like, this is what Cooper Flagg's been doing. So, again, I guess I'm just surprised that everybody's like, oh, this, the streets are talking. Like, well, what streets were you on during college basketball season?
Well, let's listen to Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg, while down here, I guess, did a little TikTok video, a little,
there you go.
A kind of, what's your nickname? Where are you from? Kind of just a little about
question.
me.
Does he have a nickname?
Let's hear from Cooper Flagg. He's asked a couple of questions, and he gives us answers. Let's learn more about the future number 1 overall pick.
We're going to play a game called Get to Know, and I'm here with
Cooper Flagg.
Now, do you have any nicknames?
The main event.
The main event is fire. That's cool. That's hard. Where is your hometown?
It's called Newport, Maine. Shout out.
How big is your hometown?
It's not very big. It's a bunch of small, tight-knit communities. So everybody knows everybody.
So is it true that you grew up harvesting peas?
That is a true story. One of my teammates, their parents owned a farm, trying to make some money in the summer.
Harvesting peas got anything to do with basketball at all?
I mean, maybe mentally. You gotta be mentally tough to be able to sit on a bucket and pick peas for hours at a time.
What university did you go to?
I went to Duke.
Already know.
Hey.
On that board.
Okay.
Yeah. Went to Duke.
The best place I've ever been able to play in front of. The last home game we had, I cried, driving to the gym. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna miss this a lot.
Who first put the ball in your hands?
My parents. I feel like they both played college basketball.
Yeah. But you played one-on-one with your mom.
I did. Never beat her.
Put a smile on your face. Never beat her?
I never beat her.
Who was your favorite NBA player?
Yeah, I'm just gonna write it down first. Larry Bird. We had the 85-86 Celtics finals games. I think it was 6 games.
He's not helping.
We had those in the car, and we used to just play them on repeat.
I got a fun fact. You have a twin brother.
I do have a twin brother. And it was the greatest gift to have somebody always push yourself against, play with, and it's like a built-in best friend. So,
my bro, appreciate it.
So did you learn anything about Coop? He's got a nickname, the main event.
The main event, which for as great of a nickname as that is, why are we just now hearing it?
That's the first time I've ever heard
it.
I knew that.
And obviously it's spelled M-A-I-N-E.
As in Maine.
Maine, as in the state of Maine.
Yeah, where he's from picking peas.
Picking peas.
Did you know that? I didn't know that picking peas.
I tell you what,
on a bucket.
He's got something in common with my daughter, both born in the state of Maine.
There you go.
There you have it. Okay.
He's got a twin.
She can't hoop to save her life. But
twin brother he's got as well?
Now, I did know that. I did know that because I want to say his brother plays at Maine, doesn't he? I think his brother plays college ball in Maine. I think.
And then the only thing I'd be waiting for is, and then he said his favorite player. Didn't help.
I mean,
didn't help the allegations.
I'll tell you what.
Favorite, if you missed it, he said his favorite player was Larry Bird. I need him to say AI.
You know what? I'm okay with it. I mean, who else is he gonna like? I mean, he's the last of a dying breed.
Yeah.
Okay.
To answer your question, Ace Flagg is playing at Greensboro Day School in North Carolina. Will go to the University of Maine.
Okay. I was going to say, I knew. That's right. Because we forget Cooper's technically should be a senior in high school this year, which is even more mind-blowing considering what this kid's doing 1 year ahead of schedule.
We're over here getting hyped for him to play for an NBA team, and he should be studying economics.
I mean, seriously, he should be going into his first year at Duke. Instead, he's going into his starts the rest of his NBA career. So I'm excited for it. I'll tell you what, now the next question is going to be, what number is he going to wear?
What number?
What
offense you want, Coop? What do you want us to do?
I'm telling you right now. And we had some folks text in earlier. Do you go ahead and trade some folks? Our boy Sam Quinn suggested the same thing, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to have him on, because he suggested the whole idea of, do you trade Anthony Davis and build around him? I say no. I like the direction. look, if you can win a couple titles or win a title early on in the first year or two with Cooper Flagg and a healthy AD and Kyrie Irving, and then either you move on from them and then build around them, why not? I mean, you could have something really special there. All right, coming up next, top 5 at 8:20 in honor of Blake's cat. Top 5 cats. All right, and here's the deal. It could be a real cat, it could be a fictional cat, or it could be a type of cat. All right, so top 5 cats in any form or fashion coming up next. Don't go anywhere. It's Fan After Dark.
30 straight minutes without interruption. It's our Time Experts commercial-free expressway at 720. With Sean and RJ, 1220 with KNC, and 520 with G-Bag. Right here on The Fan, on your smart.
think it's true that you've got to forget something else to remember that Uber Eats has groceries?
No, that's absurd. Hey, remember when you used to be a, what was it, a pepper lady? Pepper lady?
Wasn't it Cinnamon Sisters?
Basil Babes.
Saffron Squad?
Nutmeg Maidens?
Paprika?
No.
Nutmeg Maidens.
I just said that. Was it Spice Girls?
Doesn't sound right.
Was it Saffron Squad?
Is pacing around the studio with a Charlie horse as the Oklahoma City Thunder are only down 1 here in Game 6, 34-33. Pacers up right now with 8:28 to go in the second quarter as we await to see if there will be a Game 7 or if Oklahoma City can close it out in 6. Send in your predictions now, 877-881-1053. Oklahoma City, do they win it tonight or do the Pacers extend the series? Well, you know what time it is. It's actually it's at a different time. So we're going to be doing our top 5 at 8:20 tonight because we will be leaving these airwaves in the next 2 segments. And
I'm not going to lie, 9 o'clock I can live with.
Yes.
Wrapping up a show, a 4-hour show at 9 p.m., 2100 for those of you on the 24-hour clock. Give it to me.
I can do it. If you guys were listening earlier on in the show, you know that me and my girlfriend broke up, and she is taking the cats with her. I allowed it, and so I'll be cat.
I mean, she's gonna do it regardless. So
I could fight. I could take.
I mean, she renamed the cat, dude.
Some battles you fight, some battles you don't.
It wasn't. The cats obviously meant more to her. So we're gonna be doing top 5 cats. Mine are all fictional.
Yeah, mine are too.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay, we ready? Number 5, Tony the Tiger. Okay, Tony the Tiger. You guys got to say that or what?
Interesting.
What do you mean interesting?
I think Blake wrote down actual cats.
No, I got a big cat on there too.
So no, let's call it what it is. Tony the Tiger.
They're great.
I mean, all this dude's done is hawk Frosted Flakes for 100 years. Okay,
Convince kids that they're good for them.
Because they are good for you. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. Give me some Frosted Flakes, and if you really want to get buck nutty on a Saturday morning, pour a little chocolate milk in them. Okay, a little chocolate milk in your Coco Zacaritas or whatever the hell they're called in Spanish. Give me Tony the Tiger, number 5.
I couldn't put this cat any higher, but it needed to be on the list. Number 5 for one last time, Juice. Still got love for Juice. Couldn't put him too high. It's not gonna be mine pretty soon.
No.
But at the same time, it'd be disrespectful to have him on the list.
Final top 5 ever for Juice.
Juicy.
R.I.P. homie. R.I.P. Okay,
Just kind of let there be a moment of silence for Juice. That's all.
Okay. I mean, Juice is still alive. So let's not forget.
But in memory of Blake's.
Well, he's been renamed. He's got a new identity.
So technically, Juice is
Juice
no longer
is dead.
with us.
You're right. No, you're right. Juice is gone. So
honorable mention. I'll start off with.
You got honorable mention.
I
cats.
do.
Okay.
I found more than I thought I was going to.
Okay.
Sylvester from Looney Tunes.
Ooh, that's a good one.
My number 5, Puss in Boots.
Okay,
I'll be
solid
making my
choice.
list.
Solid choice.
Number 4 for me. I'll say my honorable mention for the next time around. Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland.
Great.
Okay, not a bad choice. 2 solid choices, and I appreciate your honorable mention. I'm about to mention one of my honorable mentions.
Kind of have
as
a feeling we're all going to name some of the same.
Oh,
cats.
I guarantee you guys will have none
I got
of mine.
one you won't have.
I was going to say, I guarantee you my 5, you guys won't have any of them.
My number 4, let's go with Simba, a big cat.
You know,
Put on for the cat family. Shout out to the Lion King. Obviously in front of Mufasa.
I mean, if we're being honest, isn't Nala the real freak in the group? If we're being honest,
Freak. I don't think this is top 5 freaks. Give me Simba at number 4.
Okay, all right. Simba was always kind of a wuss to me. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
Not gonna lie. I was more
Main character.
Let's call it what it is. Scar would have whooped his ass if we're being honest. My number 4, Battle Cat. For all my He-Man fans out there, got a new He-Man movie coming out. They did show a still image of the new He-Man. Looks like a wuss. Very disappointed about that. Not jacked in any way, shape, or form. Looks like he does CrossFit. No disrespect to you CrossFitters out there. Clearly not about the gains. Uber disappointed. Dolph Lundgren would be pissed, and he should be. So, but number 4, Battle Cat, still a real one. Number 3, Pink Panther.
Great choice. I do love me some Pink Panther.
All right, Pink Panther number 3.
I might have to learn how to play it on the guitar.
You should. You absolutely should.
My number 3, Cheshire Cat, like Kevin said, more because of the aura. Great looking cat, purple, good vibes. Just kind of a aesthetically pleasing cat, in my opinion. It's on a bunch of T-shirts, a bunch of tattoos. So big fan of that one.
All right, my number 3. I'll start with my honorable mention. I'll do. So I did have Pink Panther as my honorable mention as well. My number 3, Milo from Milo and Otis. The Adventures of Milo and Otis. If you've seen it.
What a throwback that is.
I know for a fact I'd be willing to bet the house that Fred has not seen that movie.
What's that? Milo and Otis?
Yeah, The Adventures of Milo and Otis.
It's an older movie. Like, it came out when I was a child or childish, and the answer to that question is absolutely not. I've never seen that movie.
My number 2, he'll get mentioned eventually, so I'll just go ahead and do it. Garfield.
He will not be getting mentioned on Blake's list. He did not make my top 5.
He did not make my top 5 either.
I'll do it. Garfield.
He did not make my top 5. He did make my honorable mention, however.
Garfield to me a little overrated.
You know, the comics were better than the cartoon. The cartoon was not that great, but the comics. Shout out to Jim Davis, not too shabby.
My number.
I was going to say the only reason why I have him so high is because when I was a kid, that's what came on at lunchtime was Garfield every day.
I mean, Garfield iconic run for Garfield.
My number 2 is the one I probably feel the strongest.
Well, I think we're on number 3.
I already gave 3. It's Cheshire Cat.
Oh, are we already? Wait.
Yeah.
What? Are we on 2 already?
Yeah. I said Juice, Simba, and Cheshire Cat.
Who was your number 2?
My number 2 was Garfield.
What was your number 3?
My number 3 was Milo from Milo and Otis.
That's right. Okay. We're just burning through this.
My number 2 is going to be Tom.
From Tom and Jerry. Okay.
An OG cat.
No, Tom is an OG.
Setting up for all of the cat family. Chasing Jerry around, and I saw a theory on this.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Tom hates Jerry, Jerry hates Tom. That's the whole how the show works, right?
That's the gist, yes.
But I saw a theory that Tom actually loves Jerry, and the only reason he chases him around is so they won't get a new cat, because a new cat would actually kill Jerry. So he almost teases, gives him that rush, but never actually, obviously kills Tom.
Well,
Jerry. He actually loves Jerry.
I mean, Jerry literally will blast Tom's head off at different times. So, I mean, no, I think it's a love-hate. I really, really do. I think the two of them
I don't think they
dislike
want a
each
new
other.
cat in there.
I mean, I don't think Jerry's concerned about it. I mean, Jerry wants all the smoke.
I love how we're talking about Jerry like this isn't a little rat.
It's like he's really a person.
Little mouse.
Jerry's
Are you more of a
real
Jerry
one.
or Tom fan?
I didn't mind either one. I mean, look, I am funny enough, I listened to
Tom and Jerry podcast.
Well, no, I listened to the Combo Platter this morning on KNC, and they were saying, who's your favorite cartoon character? And I can't remember, I think the other one was your favorite sporting event or favorite sports take or something like that. And my favorite cartoon character is Bugs Bunny. And to me, he's the Michael Jordan of Looney Tunes, right?
Oh, he's the main character.
And so I didn't mind Tom and Jerry, but I wasn't like a huge, let me go tune into some Tom and Jerry cartoons.
I mean, I'm probably taking Tweety Bird and Sylvester over that. I'm taking, what's the Coyote and what's the other one? Wiley and the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
I'm taking that combo over Bugs Bunny and who's his running mate?
Bugs Bunny doesn't need a running mate.
But I'm just saying
Bugs Bunny is.
Bugs Bunny and Daffy probably is, if you had to give it one.
Could you give me Bugs Bunny? No, because that's the thing. Bugs Bunny is.
Elmer Fudd.
Doesn't matter who you put him with. Elmer Fudd. You can put him with.
That's why he's always around everybody.
That's what I'm saying. He is the MJ. It doesn't see. Unlike LeBron, he doesn't need a running mate. Okay, he is the show.
I forgot. MJ did win a bunch of championships without Scotty. I forgot those stats.
Well, yeah. I mean,
he won 5, right?
But they drafted him. So he didn't have to go chase. Well, he didn't have to leave anywhere to go find somebody. So anyway, we digress. We digress.
How many times did he get out of the first round without him?
One's a legend, and one changed the narrative every time he loses.
How many times out of the first round did he win without Scotty? How many times?
Oh, I'm sorry. Tune into what the latest thing that LeBron's excuse he's making next, because it's documented. Number 2, and this one you two will have no idea who this is, but to my real. For all, Garfield was, kind of the hoity-toity version, but my real heads know Heathcliff Okay, Heathcliff was as grimy as the day is long. Great cartoon. Heathcliff was for the streets. All right, give me Heathcliff at my number 2, and then number 1. If you know, you know. Toonces, the driving cat.
Toonces.
Yeah.
Where is that from?
Saturday Night Live. It was a cat. It was a cat.
Saturday Night Live, the show.
The show. Yes, that's right. Cat Toonces was the driving cat.
What does that mean? The driving cat.
What do you think it sounds like?
I mean, is he driving the studio?
Driving the car
around the studio while they're doing Saturday Night Live? I'm lost.
Driving out in the world. He's a driving cat. He gets into a car. It's Toonces, the driving cat.
What does the cat look like?
A cat.
Thank you. Color, size.
It's like grayish, whatever. I don't know.
Grayish, whatever.
Grayish and white. I don't. I mean, you had to have been there.
I wasn't, so I'm asking for an explanation.
Like, Google it. Toonces is a driving cat. He was a cat that drove a car.
I don't need to Google it. We're on the radio.
No, you do.
Paint a picture in my head. I'm trying to figure out
how much more can you paint of a cat driving a car? Like that's the gist.
Was it animated? Was it a real?
It was a real cat driving a car. Now, was it a puppet? I'm sure. Yes, but it was a cat driving a car.
And I made it enough to be your number 1.
I mean, it looks like it was black and white, to be honest.
If you watch, again, when you watch it, there was a kind of a theme every time Toonces would get in the car.
I'm starting to think
he would
that
always drive the car off a cliff.
I'm starting to think that TV back in the days, y'all were easily entertained. Because a cat driving a car off a cliff.
We have the shortest attention span of all time.
So they're driving a cat off a cliff, and that was it? And that's your number 1?
See, unlike what you guys do, it was called pure comedy back then.
I'm trying to figure out what a comedy's at.
I can see a
cat
picture
driving
right
a
now.
car. That's funny.
I see a picture right now of it says the Tooninator. It has the cat with the glasses and a black jacket.
That's where he was being the Terminator. Classic episode as well. Classic episode.
I could get behind this.
Oh, you absolutely could, because it was hysterical. It was high comedy. It was a damn cat that drove a car, and his name was Toonces, the driving cat, and he had a great little theme song. It's Toonces, the driving cat. And then, like I said, he would always drive the car off a cliff at the end of each episode or at the end of each segment. Again, you had to be there for it.
My number 1, it's already been said.
I appreciate it, Fred. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Glazing in the pimp cup right there.
Thank you.
My number 1 has already been said, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Puss in Boots. Funniest cat. Played a great role with Donkey, and their back and forth was hilarious. So I'm all for comedy.
Could he drive a car?
Nobody
Didn't think so.
He could wield a dagger.
He couldn't. He's no Toonces. He's no Toonces.
Well, Toonces, you told me, is a puppet, so
he's a real puppet. He's a real cat. He's a real puppet. Number 1.
My honorable mention, Tom, which we won't go over because y'all already discussed how much y'all hate Tom.
I like Tom. He was number 2.
I would hate him.
My number 1.
Yeah.
Who can drive a car?
Oh wow.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Cat in the Hat.
Cat in the Hat.
We forgot about him.
We did.
At least I did.
And he's lasted forever.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm
he
not.
would definitely be in my top 3. I completely forgot about Cat in the Hat.
Have you heard about Dr. Seuss, though?
What was that supposed to be?
Bro, Dr. Seuss. Off the field?
He's on a Diddy?
No.
Okay, my bad.
No, not on a Diddy level, but as the rumor goes, his wife was terminally ill, so he left her for somebody else.
That's not a good.
Yeah.
Any gentleman listening out here, not a W move.
We're not. I want to. Snagglepuss is on my honorable mention.
What are you?
Exit stage left. Exit stage right.
Dude, you're just making things up at this point.
No. Again, because you're not familiar with my list. All right.
That's exactly how this works.
That's exactly how this works. Up. You don't appreciate Toonces. You don't appreciate Snagglepuss. You don't appreciate Heathcliff. I mean, I got heavy hitters on my list. Okay, let's get that straight. Heavy hitters. All right. We got text messages to read. We're almost done with this show. We get a whole second half to watch. What's going on? We'll tell you next. Don't go anywhere. It's Fan After Dark.
Coming up on the next KNC Masterpiece. Oh, man.
Get out of here, Hagee. It's my show today. Myself, Alec Medford, Zach Wolchuk of the G-Bag Nation, and Carter Freeman will be live from Globe Life Field in Arlington, leading you into Rangers versus Royals, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on The Fan.
If you don't know us, we are Rowdy Cowgirls from TFW's #1 sports bar.
Uber Eats has Lola V products? I gotta remember that.
Well, you know, they say in order to remember something, you have to forget something else. Okay, now that is a very cute haircut. That's like a little shag. I've never seen that before.
Well, I mean, of course you have. It's the Rachel.
Oh, is that your name?
No, I mean like your name.
No, I'm Jen. My name's Jen.
Right, but I just mean like this is your haircut.
But that's hair on your head. I'm not saying this is your hair. Okay.
.com/adopt.
It's the Fan After Dark, 105.3 The Fan. This final segment is brought to you by Classic Chevrolet. If you're in the market to upgrade your vehicle, get to Classic Chevrolet in Grapevine. Back-to-back #1 Chevy dealership in the world. They've got more new Chevys than anyone, all priced to sell. Silverado, Tahoe, Blazers, Malibus, Equinox, and more. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com. This is Texas. This is Classic Chevrolet. Together, let's drive, relax, enjoy the difference. Based on new Chevy registrations 2023 and 2024.
Well, there's obviously still a lot of basketball left, but right now the Indiana Pacers with a 19-point lead over the Oklahoma City Thunder. 58-39, a minute 50 left to go in the first half, but they have certainly answered any questions, at least the Indiana Pacers have. You've had Tyrese Halliburton out there. He doesn't look to be, I mean, from what a little bit I've been able to catch during the breaks and what have you, doesn't look like he's been that slowed down with the right calf strain. So, and like I said, you're up 19 right now with a little bit left to go in the first half, but you got to feel good about it if you are an Indiana Pacer fan.
Can I give you an update on all my picks?
Yes, you put a parlay together, which I liked prior to.
So the parlay read as this: Tyrese Halliburton less than 16.5 points.
So far, so good.
He's got 12.
You're going to fail on that one.
Pascal Siakam, 24.5 more. He's got 9. Benedict Mathurin, 3.5 rebounds. He's got 3.
Okay, like
so
that
one's probably going to hit. SGA over 33.5. He's got 15.5.
Oh, yeah, you feel good about that.
Probably going to have, he's still got a minute 30. Jalen Williams over 23.5. He's got 16.
And Tyrese with a incredible floater across the lane.
TJ McConnell, 14.5 points and assists. He's got 11, so that's going to hit.
Oh, yeah, he's going to hit.
Aaron Nesmith over 8.5. That already hit. He's got 9. And Obi Toppin needs an offensive rebound.
Outside of the Tyrese is going to hit because as a matter of fact, he just scored another basket.
That was for 12. The TV.
Okay, that was the 12. Okay,
my phone's ahead of the TV.
All right, so we'll
need Tyrese to start passing.
I think that's the one that's going to break you.
Now, but you do have. I was going to say.
Good no call.
They did not call a foul on that. Holy mackerel! Kind of surprising there. Yeah, you need him to, and he just got a steal.
Dude, pass the ball.
And
there we go to Siakam. Punches it home.
Good
The
night.
Indiana Pacers are up 20 points.
And that was a facial Marv Albert style.
We are
Holy
in
mackerel.
Naptown. The Pacers are up 20 with 30 seconds left to go in the first half. It looks like we might be going to a Game 7,
no,
boys.
we're going to a Game 7.
We might be going to a Game 7.
Now, would that be Sunday? Game 7? Is that Saturday or Sunday?
Let me check for you real quickie.
All right, so he's taking a look at that.
Sunday, yeah.
All right, that makes sense. You'd have a Game 7 on a Sunday.
Man, everybody was ready to write off the Pacers.
I certainly did. So
somebody said Pacers in 7. Hey.
You did.
Hey.
You did. I said Thunder in 7. You said Pacers in 7. So
Cac?
I never got a pick in.
Go ahead and give one now. Go ahead and give one now.
It's a little bit late now, don't you think?
Oh, and Siakam with a nice hits a jumper at the buzzer. So 22-point lead at half.
And Siakam prop.
Is that our boy Lance Stevenson? He's feeling nicey. We got Reggie Miller in the house.
Mike Epps is there.
I'll tell you what. Only thing
Reggie Miller's got to be excited. He ain't got to be working.
We've got Ron Artest, Meta World Peace in the house. Oh, if you'd have told me he was there, I would have gone with the Pacers all day, every day.
What a shot. Nothing but the net.
Don't let me find out Jamal Tinsley's in there somewhere, bench pressing in the bowels of the stadium. But, all right, so 64-42, what a start, and hell of a first half. And, of course, we'll get to watch the second half at the crib. And so we're on tomorrow night from 9 to 12, a.k.a. 9 to midnight, as we get ready. Or actually, it'll be after the Rangers and the Pittsburgh Pirates tomorrow. And, I mean, look, I don't know at this point what – I mean – are we, it's obviously Game 70. Well, today was Game 75, Game 76 tomorrow. I don't know. Do we know who's pitching tomorrow?
It's the DeGrom Day.
Okay, so DeGrom tomorrow. So you feel good about your chances tomorrow with Jacob DeGrom, and I'm guessing that his career record against the Pittsburgh Pirates is probably pretty good, if I had to guess, from his days as a New York Met.
Can I give you a little NBA two-piece in our final segment?
I would want nothing less.
Houston Rockets head coach Ime Udoka has agreed to a long-term contract extension with the franchise that made him one of the highest-paid NBA coaches. After a 52-win season and a top 2 seed for the first time in 7 years, he will be getting an extension with the Houston Rockets, says Shams Charania a couple hours ago.
What a come-up.
So the whole, when your coach is trying to get poached, we see a lot of times what happens is the team says no, and then what does the coach say? Well, if you want to keep me, you better pay me.
Got to.
So maybe Jason Kidd, extension coming. He got one last year.
And see, that's what I feel like. And again, I'll go back to
or not last year, but the year before when they were making their finals round.
Well, I mean, that was last year, right? I mean, into 2024.
Yeah, technically.
So
not this past basketball season, but the one before that. Not the one that's currently going on.
No. But no, I mean, think about it, right? So And I think it was Wolchuk who asked Sedano yesterday, why, we keep hearing this Jason Kidd stuff. Like, if the Mavericks have already shot it down, why are we still hearing about it? And he suggested that, the only person he can think of that would have still wanted out there would be Jason Kidd. And do you wonder if, is he leveraging to try to get more money out of the Mavericks? You wonder if he's using it from the standpoint of, look, you guys threw me out there. You put me in a really tough spot last year, and as a result, I still got this team to play at a high level. So why don't you go ahead and give me a little something for my hard work or for my efforts?
Well, maybe Jason Kidd is trying to bring another player because this is the second part of the two-piece. The Dallas Mavericks, per Jake Fisher, friend of the program, just texted him a second ago. The Dallas Mavericks are one of two teams that have been showing the most preliminary interest in. Who do you think the player is that I'm about to name? The Mavericks are one of the two teams that have shown the most preliminary interest in this player.
Russell Westbrook.
Incorrect. It is a guard, though.
Chris Paul.
A little bit better than both of those players.
Think big. Not literally, just think bigger player.
I mean, it's not Kevin Durant.
No, it's still a guard.
I don't know. I'll give you my two guesses.
Drew Holiday.
Okay, I've heard that, and I guess I should have thought about that, but isn't he?
It's expensive.
He's expensive. So, I guess look, if you...
At that point, you're trading one of your expensive contracts. A Clay is gone, a PJ's gone, a Gafford's gone. And that would make sense because you're getting a starter back. You're not just getting the guys back of the rotation. You're getting your starting point guard until Kyrie comes back. And then if Kyrie is back, maybe he starts with him.
Yeah, you're not bringing Drew Holiday off the bench.
No.
So at that point, then are you saying, all right, we're going to slide AD to the 5?
I guess because you'd start both of them. You'd have Flag. You could still have Flag at the 3, AD at the 4, and Gafford at the 5 / Lively. If you make this trade, you are trading one of three people. Clay, PJ. I think it's one of those two. And then I guess Gafford would make sense for them. But I'm just saying for your starting rotation. I think Clay, PJ, or Gafford are gone. If you're getting Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
Money-wise.
But Drew Holiday's making $30 million?
Yeah. You might have to trade two players.
I was going to say, you're going to have to get,
Clay and Gafford. Would you do it? Clay Thompson and Gafford.
You know what?
Who both could possibly be bench pieces for you next year.
Daniel Gafford and Clay for Drew Holiday?
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Tell you what, that tells you, hey, you're all in for next season.
Because then your lineup healthy looks like Kyrie, Drew Holiday.
Then you must like Kai Jones.
Yeah.
You're bringing back Kai Jones then, if that's the case. Because you need another big to play alongside AD if his big thing is I'm not playing the 5, or if you're trying to keep him at the 5 to a minimum, then yeah, you're going to have to bring back Kai Jones. Which look, I don't mind Kai Jones. My problem with him though is I don't know that he's going to stay healthy. I mean, hell, the dude was there for less than a week and hurt himself.
The fun part about a new season is the Mavs now have their two-way contracts back open, obviously because it's a new season. But all the players that were on the two-way contracts are either not eligible. Kessler and Kai Jones are not eligible for a two-way contract. You have to sign them to a regular contract.
Yeah.
And Brandon Williams is already on the team now. So they get to bring in 3 new players and we've seen the Mavs are probably the best two-way contract team. They keep turning these guys into role players in the NBA. So I had to see who Jason Kidd brings in and Jared Dudley and the rest of the staff bring in as their new group of two-way guys. They could play a factor, whether that's guys that go undrafted, whether that's guys that are just kind of at the bottom of the league. I think the Mavs are having a good issue going on right now where we almost have too many players. It's a way better issue than enough.
You've got considering where this team was at 5 months ago, 6 months ago, well, I guess 5 months ago, compared to where they're at right now. You're about to get Cooper Flag. You've got so many pieces that you've got. And here's the thing. Not only do you have plenty of pieces, but you've got a lot of desirable pieces from across the NBA. And if Nico's the guy that we think Nico could be, Luka trade notwithstanding, hey, you should feel comfortable that he's going to pull off a trade that's going to help this basketball team.
What is the text line saying? I just want to shout out to them, 877-881-1053. If this is your first time listening, I know if you're listening now, you probably have heard us on Fan After Dark. But if you're still here from the 5 o'clock hour when it's your first time listening, let us know what you thought of the show.
From the 817, barbed wire tattoos were for rednecks. And I couldn't agree more. I hate to say that out loud, but 214 knows exactly. Excuse me, 817. knows exactly what I'm talking about. When you guys tried to shame me earlier in the program about having a barbed wire tattoo, and I tried to explain to you guys that no, I didn't, and that's why. Here we go. Somebody else texted in 817-LOL. Y'all crack me up.
Let's go.
Let's see. I'm not going to say what the 469 said. And then the 360, exit only tramp stamp is the best. So I'll let you guys do with that information as you wish. All right, so we are at a halftime of Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. OKC down 22 as we go into the second half. And then, of course, tomorrow we've got DeGrom on the bump for your Texas Rangers. Biggest takeaway from today, Blake Elliott, is
that life will go on, and games 2 through 7 matter more than game 1, as we're seeing from the Indiana Pacers. And gentlemen, that can apply to your life as well.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it sure can. Khaki Kev.
The Tolos are fantastic, and will stick with us even if we start earlier and end later.
Facts.
Well, you're right about that.
5 to 9, baby.
That. Let's see. From the 214, who even are you, Yahoos? Okay, so
I like that.
That's obviously
Credit Blake and Kevin.
Let's see. Somebody said it's around the rim, my guys. G-Bag talk. Now, mind you, for those of you that are new, I like to read text messages from 3 hours ago because I don't necessarily, update my text messages. Great stuff as always from our boy Sam Quinn. If you didn't listen to it, go check out the Odyssey app, and of course, make sure you Tolo tomorrow. For the one, the only Blake Elliott, for our boy Khaki Kev. Blake, I'm Fred. Good night. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow.
Fan After Dark means wheels off on 105.3 The Fan and the Odyssey app, presented by Comerica.
Get ready for a Saturday the whole family will love. It's Family Fun Day at Pickler Universe, presented by Pace 4 Texas. We've got it all.